Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just Hangouts, the official podcast of Just Nerds, where we just talk and hang and talk about really any interesting topics that we have. So I am Jonathan, and I'm hosting today's episode. And as always, it's my co-host, the one and only Blake.
Hello everyone. I'm the one and only Blake,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
aka the greatest gamer of all time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's jump on, play some Fortnite. Let's play
Confirm.
all that hop height stuff. You guys want to build something in Minecraft? I'll be there to
Let's
help
play
you
that
build it.
Destiny 2, people.
Yo, let's go. We got to do those raids or whatever happens in Destiny 2. I don't know if there's raids.
No, you're right. Yeah, no,
Oh,
there
they're
is.
okay. Are they
You're right.
okay? See, that's how you know I'm the ultimate gamers because I know about them raids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
But how's it going, Blake? How you doing?
I am doing pretty good. Just finished finals for my quarter of school, so that means
Ooh.
I got through it all. I made it through hell.
Cool,
I feel like
cool.
I so did that. Um, got a chance to actually play some of my games that I bought, as we
Oh
discussed
shit.
last time. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. So, got some good
Wait,
stuff.
so you had finals, but you had also a chance to play games.
Specifically last night because
Oh,
I
okay.
finished my finals
Oh,
last
all
night,
right.
and I was like, you know what,
I
man?
was like, wait a minute.
It's 1 a.m. I'm tired as heck, but I'm gonna play some games. So I played some
Nice.
games,
I'm
and
proud of you.
and then this morning I woke up and did that as well. Played a little
Cool.
more.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
but
Yeah.
how are you doing, sir? How you been? Been
I'm
alright?
also doing pretty well. Got off work. I hate it, but you gotta
Who
make
doesn't?
money, as Blake says. But
I get
yeah, so yeah, that's about it. Nothing's really changed. This week has been crazy with the game stuff,
you.
and it's not even done yet. Because as of this recording, there's still Tokyo Game Show, and that should be cool to see. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but so Blake, before we go off onto all the great stuff that has happened this week, what have you been playing slash watching?
Well, like I said, I haven't been playing much because of finals, but I guess I should start. I'll save the best for last, like the biggest one. But just been chugging away at Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, just the first one. Doing
Mm-hmm.
that on my Switch. It helps that it's on the Switch, so if I'm on the go, I can hate myself wherever I go. Um, gotta say, I have no idea why, but I feel like this is the greatest rage game I've ever played. Specifically because every time I mess up at the same spot, I am completely surprised at how stupid I am. Like I've messed up at the same spot like 5 times in a row, right? And it's like every single time I'll be like, how? Why? I did the same thing again. Why am I being so stupid? Like not even Cuphead has done that. Where Cuphead, I feel like, yeah, that's fair. I messed up, but I didn't mess up at the same spot. Like, oh, I messed up, but I didn't mess up at this. Crash Bandicoot, I mess up specifically at the same pit. I keep falling in the same pit, mistiming my jump at the same time, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
always fun.
can I just not adapt? Am I just this bad? Will I ever succeed in my life? And I just go deeper down that rabbit hole. And it's a I don't even think Crash Bandicoot's a rage game. It's a self-reflection game where you think, man, my life's going nowhere.
Jeez.
Ironically, there is a level called Road to Nowhere, and it hates you. It's one of those bridge levels that everybody complains about. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the main one. Trying to get the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Mania, um, which is actually really difficult. I'm surprised
Yeah,
it's.
yeah.
Is it just me? I feel stupid saying that.
No, it's. I mean,
It's challenging. It's not like the
yeah.
hardest
It's like
thing
it's not the
ever.
hardest thing in the world.
Yeah,
There is a challenge, but I think
yeah,
it's hard enough where you do kind of have to like
yeah.
kind of work for it. But it's those special stages are super fun. So
They are. I 100%
yeah,
agree.
they're great.
Super unique. I remember when I first played the game or first tried the game, I thought they were similar to Sonic CDs, where you were going around this kind of arena trying to bust up UFOs. Um, Not quite the same. You're just trying to chase a UFO with the Chaos Emerald, which is fun. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but overall, I think that playing Sonic Mania is making me love the game, and I think as of now, Sonic Mania is probably my third, probably second or third favorite Sonic game of all time. My first
Yeah,
now
I would
being
agree.
Sonic 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like Sonic 2 is just so I don't know. For me, that game is consistent. consistently good. There's never been a time where I played that and been like, oh man, I hate this game. Like that's great. But I guess the big one for me is to finally announce that, ladies and gentlemen, and Jonathan, I beat Spider-Man 4.
Oh,
Or Spider-Man
God,
PS4.
finally.
Sorry, not Spider-Man 4.
Finally.
Yeah,
He
so
did it, people.
Yeah, so I finally did it. I actually just beat it this morning, just before the podcast.
And what did you think, sir? No, sorry, go on. Oh, I didn't mean... Sorry.
No, you're good. That's all I had to
excited.
say. Was just I beat it this morning.
Right.
Overall, dang great game. Like, dang good game.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that the ending section was pretty perfectly executed. You kind of feel... You kind of feel the emotions that all the characters are feeling, specifically at spoiler warning. All right, spoiler alert. Skip like 10 seconds ahead if you don't want to hear it. When Dr. Octopus tells Peter that he knew and he still did this stuff, like that's pretty. You know, when they're like he kicks him through a wall and stuff like that. Like that's pretty crazy. And then I think the biggest one, right? Like I actually shed tears. Was Aunt May's death.
Ah, damn. Yeah, I did
like,
not expect that. That was crazy.
Yeah, I actually was like crying, and I was like, dude, this is Spider-Man, baby. Like this is.
It's so good.
Yeah. Great stuff overall in terms of storytelling, graphics, gameplay.
What did you think about the relationship between Spider-Man and Doc Ock?
I really felt it, like I was kind of saying just a few seconds ago. Like I really felt their connection. Mm-hmm. It felt like Peter Parker was looking up to Otto Octavius a lot, not just as a partner, but as a friend. Mm-hmm. So like when those moments at the end happen, it's like, oh man, you could have been so great. You were the chosen, you know.
Yeah, like you really get the vibe that Peter sees him as like a father figure, you know, because Doc Ock is everything Peter wants to be. Mm-hmm. And so when like that last fight, he's like, I trusted you, Otto, like you were the greatest, one of the greatest people I've ever known. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he has turned, this way, it's like, yeah, it's crushing. It's sad. Mm-hmm. And I do like how they I don't know, interprets the word, but how they reason how Doc Ock becomes like evil. Like the suit is making him more
justify it.
Not necessarily justify it. Well, yeah, I guess justify it. Like the way I've said this before, like in Spider-Man 2, they make it seem, or I guess they pretty much say like, when Doc Ock at the very end of that movie, he's like, Peter, it wasn't me, like it was the arms, like controlled me and like made me do things.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't like that. It was just like, for the most part, the arms just kind of messing with his head, you know. Mm-hmm. Like you get that in this game, but it amplifies, I think, his thoughts, you know. Like he does have those thoughts of like that hate and that anger, and the suit is kind of amplifying that. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, it gives him the power to carry out those kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it does a good balance between like, he's not a good guy that's just like being tricked by the suit or being changed by the suit like 100%. Mm-hmm. But he's not like super. Wait. Or no, well, I guess that's all I'm saying with that. Yeah, never mind. I think I lost my train of thought. Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
No, I get what you're saying. Like Spectacular Spider-Man kind of justifies it, where prior to like what was kind of an accident, quote unquote. I don't remember if it was or was not. I don't think it was. In the show's actual like what happens. He's like super meek and mild.
Yeah.
When we first meet Otto Octavius in Spectacular Spider-Man, like he's surrendering completely to Norman. He's like completely oppressed, and he really only makes the arms as like an assistant. But then the accident happens, and it kind of completely turns him around into this like just megalomaniac crazy guy, you know. So
yeah, that's a good point. I think real quick, I think what I mean to say is he's sympathetic, but it's not that. Yeah, like I said, like like 100% justify like, oh, it's the arms doing this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you feel for the character, but like he is still a villain at the end of the day. And I
Yeah.
like that balance.
Spider-Man PS4 definitely makes Otto Octavius's character a little more ambiguous, where you don't really know if it's the arms themselves or because you see him without the arms being aggressive.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's why I think ultimately Peter doesn't help him at the end when he's like saying like, "Oh, it was arms. That's not me," stuff like that. I think it's because he knows like,
Yeah, well,
nah,
yeah,
you
exactly.
BS me,
Like,
boy. Like
like Spider-Man 2, like I, hundred
Spider-Man,
percent,
yeah,
I
Spider-Man
go
2's
like, yeah, no, I believe this character saying like it's just the arms, just like by the performance and everything, how they made that character. Like in this game, I thought no, he's lying, he's lying to Peter.
Yeah. So like in Spider-Man 2, the arms are for some reason, I don't know why they did this, but it's like the arms are a separate entity
Yeah,
completely.
they
And it's
have
like
their own AI that is barely controlled by this little
little thing
piece.
on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Completely exposed.
but
Um
yeah, it's weird.
yeah, that was weird. They treated it almost like Venom almost. I don't know, like
Yeah,
a weird like symbiotic relationship except Venom's relationship is way more interesting and makes more sense.
yeah. Yeah,
Um
I don't know why they made those arms have AI. They really didn't need that at
probably
all
probably
to
probably
work.
to probably to redeem him at the end so that it was
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah,
I think that's the only reason. But
I'm thinking the practical purpose
yeah,
for that.
to go back to Spider-Man for PS4. Again, like I said, I didn't expect Doctor Octopus to be the main bad guy. I think I said this a
Yeah.
while back when we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about this. Like I just didn't expect it because I was like, I thought he was gonna be the villain for next time, like next game, but obviously he was. And at the end, I was like, oh okay, now I'm starting to see the pieces come together. I'm starting to see
Mm-hmm.
how things kind of make more sense. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense. So I think when I first got the first reveal that it was him, I was like, oh, I kind of wasn't expecting it. I was kind of expecting someone new. I don't know why I was expecting that. That was probably a really bad idea. I mean, the game doesn't even really set up that there's someone kind
Behind,
of putting
like
this
behind
team
the
together.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to say though, am I missing something? What happened to Martin Lee? Because he got punched by Doc Ock, and that's the last time I saw him. I don't know if
Yeah,
there's something.
I think that's the last time you see him. It's just
Yeah,
he served his purpose. Well, I think at that point, Peter had like redeemed him and kind of got him on his side, right at the very end.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's pretty much saying like, okay, well, Peter was able to save this villain, but then like that kind of wraps up his arc. But then Doc Ock is like, well, your purpose is finished. I don't really need you anymore. And
Yeah.
he just gets he just punches him, gets him out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, that was the most disappointing aspect because they
That's
spent so
also
much
no,
marketing
yeah, uh-huh.
and
But yeah, well, that was the trick. Like you think it's, but that
yeah,
was the
but he
whole like
was the main villain for like a majority of the game itself. Like you spend
yeah,
most of your time fighting Martin Lee,
yeah,
and then or sorry, Negative Man. I guess I don't know how I feel about that name. Little too on the nose, but I guess then again, Doc Ock is
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's just because it's new and it's weird, but yeah, no, you spend a lot of the game fighting Negative Man, and then it's like, oh, well, Doc Ock's bad guy now, and I was like, oh, all right.
Okay, yeah, I see what
That's
you
all.
mean.
Like that's the thing.
That's
Like you get a cool boss fight with him, and I at least would have liked to know what happened. Is he dead? Did we just put him in jail and we're not gonna show? Like I get that the game wants me to like feel that Peter Otto Octavius relationship, which is great by the way. It's still good. It's just like, but there's still a relationship with Peter and Martin Lee, and that just gets completely swept to the side to focus on this arc.
okay.
That
I guess I get what you mean.
that's all. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like I would have
Yeah.
liked a little more closure at the very least,
Okay,
or just have Martin Lee be like kind of the I don't know, like
okay. I guess for me, like the closure was enough. Like I got that, and then when Doc Ock comes in, because like again, like from the beginning, you kind of, at least for me, I felt like okay, this he's gonna be the main bad guy at the end.
mhm.
So like when Doc Ock does transition into that main villain role, it made sense to me. And then plus, like from the beginning, when they said Negative Man was the main bad guy in all the trailers, I was like no, he's not. Like he's going to be the main villain for like the first half of the game, and then someone else is gonna be the true like bad guy. So
Yeah.
I guess that's from expectation. Like I knew that was gonna happen, but like you said, you didn't expect Doc Ock and all that.
I
So
didn't. Well,
I think that
well,
changes like how.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect Doc Ock. I knew there would probably be somebody else. Maybe I thought the villain. I mean, thought the game could do that. But like, my thing is also that like Martin Lee and Doc Ock have like almost the same arc, and I just feel like it's kind of weird to do that two times and not have anybody do anything different, right?
I think the idea is that Negative Man, like, is like we see Negative Man as this villain at first. Like, well, I know like we kind of get introduced to Martin Lee first
Yeah.
before Negative Man, but Negative Man starts off as a bad guy, and he does these terrible things. Like kills Miles' dad, and then that's his kind of journey to redemption. While Doc Ock's the opposite, where he starts off like not as a villain as his father figure to Peter, and then he starts to corrupt as the game goes on. So I think they try to go with like an opposite story with those two characters.
I don't know. I probably need more convincing on that end specifically. Just because, like, I don't know, man. Martin Lee was an interesting character, but I still feel like I didn't really know anything about him. Like I got that, like, okay, he had an accident. I think he inadvertently killed his parents on accident. That makes sense. That sucks. I feel you, bro. But then I don't know, man. I kind of feel like the game. It feels like there was one side where it's like, well, Negative Man should probably be like the main bad guy because we're gonna set up this character. We're gonna make this brand new character, right? This brand new character has never been done before, as far as I'm aware.
I don't
Is
think
he new?
he's no, he's not.
Oh,
He's
he's
been in
not
the,
new.
well, he's relatively new, but he's been in the comics before.
Really? Okay, so I've never heard of this guy. So that's actually interesting. Wow. Okay. So you're gonna do this. We're gonna have a character that's less popular, right? But we're gonna give him this arc. We're gonna make him a little bit more sympathetic, and then we're gonna do the same thing with Doc Ock. And it's like I just feel like maybe one alone, but I guess they needed someone to fill that last Sinister Six slot because maybe they didn't want to do Sandman or Venom or Mysterio. I mean, I don't know. And that's weird too, where it's like I don't know, man. I was actually surprised the Sinister Six came in so late as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't. I mean, we didn't. I mean, but it makes sense. They're not super late to the party, but a little late. I don't know. My overall feelings are like the game was super great. Like I really enjoyed it, but I don't. I feel like there's like some cohesion issues. Like some just needs some little tightening up. But other than that, I think the game was probably. I think it's hands down the best Spider-Man game I've ever played.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, the closest. I mean, I haven't even played a ton of Spider-Man games, but like I guess the closest second because I played it actually, Web of Shadows.
Okay.
But like Web of Shadows had some weird stuff in it because like the
Yeah,
morality, like the morality was
that game was weird.
well, it was unique. I think the morality thing was weird. I mean, it was cool to see like symbiote versions of your favorite characters. That was really cool. Like symbiote Wolverine. That's wow. I thought that was the coolest thing as a kid. That was the coolest thing. I still think that's really cool. But a lot of stuff in that game is just really like what the heck.
I think in concept a lot of it is cool, but the execution was really weird.
Oh yeah,
for
because
that game.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
Early PS3 Spider-Man.
I was like, well, Spider-Man PS4 beat Spider-Man PS1. I don't know, because that game's fantastic, and
Spider-Man
yeah,
PS1. Yeah.
it did. Yeah, that was great. Yuri Lowenthal, freaking phenomenal Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think all the performances were
all
excellent.
of them were great. But yeah, Yuri Lowenthal is one of my favorite voice actors, and when he was announced for Spider-Man, I thought that's amazing. Well, I remember the first trailer during E3. I thought, is that? Wait a minute! Oh my God, that's Yuri Lowenthal. Fantastic! I love him, and yeah, I loved his performance. I've said this before, like from my experience, the most faithful like adaptation that we've seen in Spider-Man in terms of like main media sources.
Yes.
Because straight up, that's Spider-Man from the comics, and I was so happy. Like
I 100% agree.
It's so genuine to the character and everything. Like you have your interpretations, like with the Tobey version, with the Andrew Garfield version, and there are pros and cons to all interpretations, but this one, I was like, nah, this is straight up. This is Spider-Man, yo.
Yeah, I 100% agree because and if you look at all the movie ones, there's always like a debate because
Mm-hmm.
like the first one has a lot of emphasis on uh, Peter Parker and his nerdiness and his failure to help his uncle. Amazing Spider-Man has a lot more focus on his parents and how they're gone and how he doesn't really understand his whole heritage thing. Uh, Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man has no Ben Parker whatsoever.
No,
um,
no. Well, no, we get Easter eggs, Blake. We
yeah,
get
well,
Easter
yeah, we get a
eggs.
briefcase. Sorry,
Yeah.
but like you know what I mean. Like there's not that like oh he's doing this because he nope
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So I mean there's pros and cons to all of them, but I think that this Spider-Man, personally, I think that this PS4 Spider-Man ties with Spectacular Spider-Man in
I would
terms of
agree.
how absolutely perfect they are in handling not only just Spider-Man, the character himself, but every other character.
I would agree. One
In
hundred percent.
yes,
One hundred percent agree.
I even it, and I saw it with the Sinister Six. I saw it with the villains. I saw it with like Mary Jane and all those characters. Right, I saw that completely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like just honestly perfect execution in terms of character representation here. I like all the Sinister Six. I was like, oh yeah, that's totally Electro, or that's
Mm-hmm.
totally Vulture, and I was like, yeah, that makes too much sense. I was actually super happy to know that they kept Josh Keaton in the Spider-Man thing. That was really cool because Josh Keaton is the voice of Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man, and for me, he's also the voice in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's Spider-Man's voice.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he is like he's still just like I just sound every time I hear him because he was in Voltron too. Every time I hear him, I'm like, God, you're Spider-Man. Like
No,
I
yeah,
just
he's really good.
he's really
He's
good.
really
So I'm
good.
glad that they cast him as Electro. I was like, oh, he still does a great job as Electro. So, but
Yeah,
Yuri Lowenthal just that man killed it.
fantastic. What did you
Yeah,
think of Mary Jane? Because it's different than what we're used to.
yeah.
She's
I'm
she's I this gonna I don't want to make it sound negative. It's not. She's more like I guess normal, like a normal. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
She's
she
just a,
doesn't she doesn't have that electric personality. I guess like she does in all the other stuff.
I think she does. They just changed her more kind of flashy nature. I've always interpreted MJ as being kind of
But that's more what I mean. I
yeah,
don't mean
like
she's not an exciting or a cool character. I just like you said,
yeah,
flashy. I guess
yeah.
is
Like I've
like
always interpreted
even
her as
Spectacular
being
Spider-Man doesn't like that.
yeah. No, Spectacular Spider-Man had. John, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, I totally was like I can't hear him at all. Where'd he go? Sorry.
like yeah, I hear you.
But no, I in Spectacular Spider-Man she was supportive. She was like the cute girl at school if she wasn't a cheerleader, B an airhead if she was not these things, right? And C like completely negligible. Like she was a good friend. She's like the supportive.
Yeah, but she also had that like I guess flashies don't think of that flashy nature to her. Like
Yeah,
the
she was.
like the first introduction of that character, like and with at the dance and everything. It's like
Yeah,
okay, yeah, this is kind of the typical like in a good way, but it's
yeah,
the typical MJ we're used to. And I
yes,
think Spider-Man PS4 kind of toned those things down,
yeah,
and I think that's fine. I still really liked MJ. I just thought it was interesting.
yeah. And I'm actually glad you brought this up because I was about to say MJ is the only character I think between Spectacular or other forms of Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
that I think changed the most. Because they took her kind of like I'm sexy and I know it attitude,
Mm-hmm.
which is like which didn't make her like arrogant or overzealous or anything like that.
Just like super confident.
She was confident about that. That's the perfect word. She was just really confident in Spectacular specifically, but she still
Yeah,
was a great friend, and she was awesome. I love Mary Jane, but in this one, it's like they took those kind of that confidence and applied it to more of a how do I put it? Like she's more engaged in the action. She wants to like get out there and do something. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of more where they took that flashy nature.
Mm-hmm.
They put her into like kind of a go-getter almost, where she's just like, I'm gonna go out there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
and,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's too off. It was. I don't know how I felt. I have to think about the
like
relationship.
it's not off. I still thought, yeah, this is Mary Jane, but
Yeah.
it is different, I guess, than the
Than what we're used to.
typical Mary. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like you said, like for a lot of characters, they kind of slightly change how they are. You know.
Yeah, 100% with you. I'm not. I don't know. I need to go back and maybe like either rewatch cutscenes or just ultimately like replay the game. I mean, I'm gonna do DLC, so
Yeah. Wait, did you buy DLC?
yeah. I also something weird happened. So I bought the digital deluxe edition, which I don't know what it came with.
I think it comes with the DLC. I'm pretty sure.
See, I don't remember because when I
I
first
think it
bought
does.
it,
Yeah.
but then here's the weird thing, right? Like, let me go on a tangent for a 2nd.
Uh-huh.
So I bought it, and then I went into the DLC menu and it said you don't have it. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
that's weird. I thought I did, but oh well, whatever. Who cares? Maybe I got like a special costume or something. I don't know. Right? But then I'm going through. I think it was the Black Friday sale, and it says that the DLC is free, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Like, I guess I'll take it. I don't know. Maybe something happened. And then now I went to the store last night, and I looked, and it said it had the Game of the Year edition for Spider-Man, and it said I purchased that, and I was like, what the heck? What?
They
Did
probably
they
just well, the digital deluxe I think does come with the DLC.
I thought it did, right?
How much did you pay for it at the time?
I think around 24, like around the 24, like 20, low
Okay.
20s, like somewhere around there. Not
Okay,
a
yeah.
lot.
I think because I'm pretty sure the digital did come with that, and I think what happened is after the Game of Year edition came out, they just switched the icon
Yeah.
for it and,
So
and all that.
So that's what I thought, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
Well,
mean,
'cause
no complaints.
I know
just,
that before Blake said he didn't get the DLC, or well, he got the base game, and I was like, bro, you gotta get that DLC because like it's actually like it progresses the story, and like the campaigns are actually all really good. I think
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, you get extra side missions and costumes and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like there's actual meat to the DLC, and so I was like, damn, I want Blake to play DLC because it's all really good.
Yeah.
And then the Game of the Year edition came out. I think maybe 2 weeks after you said you got it,
Excuse me.
or maybe 3. And I was like, damn it, like if only, like that's how games are, when you buy a game.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. But okay, because yeah, I messaged Blake earlier saying, Blake, you gotta play this DLC. I'm gonna make you play it because. But what I meant by that was I have the DLC, and I was like, next time we hang, you can play it, or I'll make you play it.
Yeah.
But since you have the DLC, that's awesome.
Yeah. I will only borrow games from you or ask to play games from you if I'm hesitant on buying them myself. Most of the time, I'll just jump in because I'm like, yeah, I'll buy games, and like doesn't always result in like me buying the best game ever, but at least I get some feelings and I understand like what I look for in a game more so. So I've learned that a little more.
You can always borrow games.
Oh, I know. You can always borrow my games too. It's just like
Oh.
it's rare because like most of the times I'm like it's either a game you don't own, which is usually not often because it'll usually be like an indie game, or B, it's just like a game where I'm like, I'll try it maybe sometime, but right now I want to focus on the games I do own and stuff like that. So.
Like I would have let you borrow Persona 5 for as long as you wanted. Like,
no, I knew I was gonna buy that game. Like that's a game where it's like I don't need to try it because I feel like even if I don't like
yeah, but
it,
like
I want to own it.
again, like you could have saved money and just borrowed it.
Why? I mean, but like that's the thing for me. It's like I know that game's good, and I think that the developers should be supported because it was so freaking good.
So it's more of supporting the developer.
Yeah, I care about that stuff to me. That's why I buy all my games either A, digital, or B, new. Like I stopped buying used games because I was like I heard something about like the money not going to them very much.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, and I was like,
really at all.
And when I heard that, I'm like, yo, that sucks because if someone if I made a game and I put it out there and I sold it for like $5, right, and I didn't get any of that, I'd be like, oh, that sucks. So I was like, yeah.
That makes more sense. I didn't know like that was the reason. I thought it was just like, nah, like
Yeah.
not laziness, but like
Oh no.
I don't know what the word is. But
I'm not that freaking lazy where I'm gonna bypass a free game or
yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
But
No, because I also care about supporting developers and everything.
yeah,
Because like
because that's important.
there's one game called AI, the Somnium Files, which is uh
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
the guy who did the 99 or the Zero Escape series, which is
Yes.
99 Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma. I love those games, and some of them are my favorite on the DS. And I fully support everything. Like he did an anime, or like he wrote an anime,
Yeah.
or he wrote for one, and I watched that and I loved it. I want to buy it one day, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But he was releasing this new game, AI. It came out during the summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, most likely I probably won't touch it for a little bit based on like my friends said he might stream it, so I'll probably watch it that way the first time. Uh, and then by the time I get it, it might drop in price, and that might be good for in terms of money.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, I love his games. I want to support him, so I got the game like day one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I understand in terms of supporting developers.
Yeah. And that's my thing. That's like that, and it's only at a point where it's like, if it's a game I don't think I'm gonna like very much, then yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. Even though I want to support the devs, I can do something else. Like Resident Evil is like, I wouldn't mind supporting the devs because I think they deserve to be like, same with DMC and stuff like that. Like those guys deserve, all the awards, all the accolades that they get. I know, but I'm not sure about the game. So I would borrow Resident Evil 2 from you.
Ooh.
To see if, or at least try it on your, I don't know if you have digital. Like I'd try that. I'd also try DMC.
Well, I have physical, so.
Well, that's what I mean. So like, yeah, I would be willing to try it just to see, and if I like it, sure, I'll go buy it. Shoot, it's on sale right now, so it's like, I get all the classic outfits or all those weird outfits that they gave Jill Claire and.
I only like what is it? It's like the 50s detective for Leon and Claire.
Oh yeah,
one. Those are the only ones I think are good. To be honest.
I mean, shoot, if you have it on Steam, I think it's on Steam, right?
Yeah.
That's how people are modding it so much to give some very.
Stop, people! Stop. She is 17. Stop.
Is she really?
Yes.
No way.
In RE2, she is. Yeah.
Really? She's 17?
Yeah. She's a college student.
Well, not because of the way she looked.
Or she might be 18. I don't know.
Not
I
because
think she's 17.
Not because of the way she looked or anything. It's just like she just so mature. I did not think she was 17.
Her brother is Chris Redfield. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Let's see.
Isn't
looking up this age real quick.
Her jacket.
No, sorry, she's 19. I knew it was an odd number. She's 19.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
My bad. Yeah, because she's in college, so I thought that doesn't make sense.
Wow, still, I'm kind of shocked. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
But to bring it back, I would let me know when you play that DLC. It's all really good.
Yeah.
I hate the freaking screwball missions. Is screwball in the base game? I can't remember.
Yes, you're talking about the crazy girl who has a stream and makes you run around this. I didn't mind those that much. I thought they were weird. Far, honestly,
no, those weren't. No, no, go on.
Oh no, go ahead. Go. We're talking
in the
about
base game. In the base game, they're not that bad. I really enjoyed them. Like I platinumed the game, and so I enjoyed like every mission in this game.
Yeah.
But in the first DLC, it's not the worst. Like I did all the screwball missions, and it was challenging, but it was fun. But I think like going into like the second and third DLC, I forget if they add screwball missions in everyone. I think they do.
Oh, geez.
And if they do, I can't remember how much I completed in the DLC 2 and 3.
Okay.
But once I get to 2 and 3, they like amp it up and make it a bit more difficult, and I was like, nah, like. So yeah, those are the only missions I think I didn't fully complete, because they're kind of challenging too. I think near the end, but the DLC is great. The Black Cat one is real good.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that one's really cool because it's Black Cat.
Yeah, I was just about to say Black Cat's awesome. So.
And that DLC included my favorite costume, which is the Scarlet Spider Kane outfit.
Oh, I like that.
That suit looks so good in the game. Yeah. It's like most of the suit. Okay, well, I'll take that in a second. My favorite one is probably the last one, the Silver Sable one. That one's really.
In terms
cool.
of DLC or costumes.
DLC.
Okay,
I like the interactions between Spider-Man and Silver Sable a lot. That was cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Costumes. What you think of all the costumes? So much freaking love in all those costumes.
John,
Uh,
you know I love them. You know you and
bro.
you and
I know.
okay, okay, hold on, come on.
This is more of a rhetorical question to gush about those costumes. I know
can
you love them.
can you guess which one was my favorite?
Um, shoot.
I have three that like I'm like, God dang, these are the greatest costumes I've ever seen in
I'm
my life. Well, two that I can
It'd be
remember.
better if you just told me, because there are so many
I know.
amazing
Okay,
ones.
all right. So my number one that I was like when as soon as I got it, I put that on and I played it. I used it until like end game. 2099.
Oh my god, yes.
Freaking
Yes.
love.
It looks so good.
Spider-Man 29. I started reading Spider-Man 29. I didn't get to finish the series, but like I really like that stuff and
I love Spider-Man 2099.
I love that costume.
Ever since like Shattered Dimensions, I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then yeah, same. I read the comics and so it's great. It's freaking great.
Yes. Second favorite was Spider-Man Noir. Absolutely love that costume. Every time there was a stealth mission, I always was like, gotta go stealth.
Yo, same.
And even though I had the stealth suit from the freaking Far From Home, I was like, heck no.
It's not
Screw
the
this
same.
suit. I don't need this crap.
No, same. The mission where you're with Miles' dad.
Oh,
and
yes.
That's kind of.
Oh my God.
I put on the stealth suit in both playthroughs of that. But yeah, every time there was a stealth mission, I put that on because.
Dude.
Yeah.
Love that. Love
third favorite.
My third favorite, honestly, it's actually kind of a toss up. Shoot, I really liked. I think it's the Future Foundation one, the white suit with the black spider.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love that one, but honestly, I think the third in terms of usage, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Damn.
I know, it's from a weird movie, but like, come on, jumping around in that suit is pretty.
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm so used to that suit. Because that was our childhood. I thought I love it, but I want to wear all these other ones. Cause, yeah.
I mean, there were some great ones. I loved I think it's the Armored Spider one or the Spider Knight. I'm sorry, Spider Knight was pretty cool.
Knight.
Yeah, it's like big bulky armor, like big bulky red armor.
Oh yeah.
That's some good stuff.
There's a few Spider armor suits. So.
Yeah. I put on the classic suit that they give you a few times. I finished the game in the original suit, or the Doc Ock suit rather.
Okay.
So I mean, because you have to.
Yeah.
So like I did all that, and that was all good stuff.
My favorite, three favorites would be Scarlet Spider. I probably wore that the most. The Ben Reilly one.
Yes.
Ooh, it looks. I love the material that they did for that suit. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Number two. What was number two? Real quick. I'm looking through them real quick. Trying to remember. Wait a minute. There's the big time Spider-Man suit, which I think is the stealth suit with the green and everything.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I like that one too.
Is that the stealth suit, like the name of it, or I don't know. There's a few stealth suits. Yeah, exactly.
I think one of them is called the sneaking suit. I believe one of them is called the sneaking suit. I'm not sure. I still have to get all the costumes. I actually don't have them all, but I think some of them are DLC, right?
Yeah, some of them.
Okay, then that's probably why.
But some are locked behind like the screwball missions, and I was like, damn it! Because I think the coolest suits for all three are locked behind screwball missions. I think. Like I think the Kane one was locked behind that Scarlet Spider Kane, but I was able to do it, and it was worth. But I think like the Spider-Verse one was locked behind the screwball, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I couldn't do them. But so second favorite, is the big time one with the green. My third would be with the DLC the Scarlet Spider Kane suit. Because that game, not game, but that suit is freaking great.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions real quick. Would be same Spider-Man 2099. I liked wearing the Iron Spider from Infinity War and the Homecoming suit. I thought those looked really good in game. But one I was super surprised at, Spider-Punk. That became one of my favorites.
That was
Like,
such a dorky costume. I loved it.
no, I yeah, same. I was like, it's dumb, but it looks kind of great at the same time.
Yes.
And I wore it a few times because, yeah, I wanted to try it out. The more I wore it, it's freaking great, dude. Like his shoes are awesome too, and I love the special power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all these suits are amazing.
One thing I hope is that they don't do the Arkham Knight thing,
Mm-hmm.
because Arkham City had like perfect costumes,
Mm-hmm.
and then Arkham Knight was all like, nah. One thing I hope that they do is that they actually take the costumes from this game, put them in the next game, and then add more. Because I know. Okay, so sorry. So to wrap up a little bit, I think in the next game, should talk about the next game. What I think it's gonna be.
Oh right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to play as Miles Morales.
Yeah, 100%.
I better freaking get a Spider-Verse costume where he's got like the jacket and everything and like the shorts.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would be great. At the very least, there will be a Spider-Verse suit.
Yes.
Guarantee it.
There has to be.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. No, like, I want it, but I'm wondering if they would put that one in specifically.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I would think it was
We'll see.
cool because I like his jacket.
No, I wish he kept that for the rest of the movie with the coat or the jacket and the shorts because he looked awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe but yeah,
I don't know.
With the DLC, there's some more Miles stuff in there. And
oh, cool.
It's awesome. I love it.
All right.
There'll be some Venom.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for that.
Did you not see that?
Huh?
Did you not see that?
See what?
The after credit scene in Spider-Man PS4.
All I saw was Harry floating in a tank.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it looks like the symbiote though.
Is it though?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's what they're going
Okay,
for.
so I saw the little creepy tentacle thing touch Norman's hand. I was all like, "What the heck is that?"
Well, it's black ooze, so like, what else could it be?
Well, I didn't think of it as I completely didn't think of it like that. I was just like, "Oh yeah, it's Green Goblin." Like I knew that. And so I mean, if it is cool, I love me some Venom, and if this game, this next game does like anything even remotely close to like how Venom is supposed to be, then I'm down because I love Venom.
Yeah. It's different going with if they do that with Harry as Venom, but I think the way Spider-Man PS4, like even with the small changes they did, I trust the way they do or handle the characters. So I think even though it will be different, I trust that it'll be interesting. Yeah, probably good.
I think if it's not Venom, I feel like I can 100% safely say Green Goblin's gonna be in the next one. I just feel like it makes sense. Like you don't put a green tank.
I mean, yeah, no, I think
so. I don't know who. I don't know if it's gonna be Harry.
I would assume Norman because again, it looks like ooze on Harry, and like again, he's sick. So there is stuff for like like Ultimate Spider-Man where the symbiote acts like as a cure for diseases and everything. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
But yeah, ultimately, fantastic Spider-Man game. I'm excited for the sequel. Even though I had some gripes here and there, nothing major. Honestly, just like a few story bits where it's like Martin Lee could have used a little bit more. Excuse me, a little bit more closure. But beyond that, nothing really to complain about in the gameplay department. Really, pretty tight controls overall. Great game. Great game. Insomniac did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're working on a sequel. I imagine they are.
They 100% are.
Oh, I don't know. Well, what I mean is I don't know if they're making like a next big IP for PS5, but I imagine they're probably gonna make Spider-Man PS5.
Yeah, I imagine Sony's like, okay, Spider-Man PS4 is the best-selling game on the PS4.
Yeah.
Please can you work on the next one right away?
Bro, I don't think they have a choice. They got bought by Sony, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, when they bought them, I think that was 100% confirmed that they're gonna make Spider-Man 2 next.
Yeah. So, but yeah, great game. I'm very very excited for it.
Great game.
Or sorry, very very pleased with this game.
So once again, just like the last podcast, I think is that what you've been watching and playing.
Yeah, that's it. Honestly,
all right.
I haven't been. Oh, well, actually, I've been watching something.
Oh, okay.
Just really briefly. Started watching Sonic X again. because it's on
Oh yeah,
Netflix.
it's on Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
haven't
thought about it, but I was like, I don't
only.
know if I can jump into that rabbit hole.
Oh, honestly, oh, I don't know, bro. It's such an easy watch because like it's so. If you've played any Sonic game, you understand or any 3D Sonic game, it's the same freaking thing. Like they do the
Yeah,
Sonic Adventure stuff, they do the Sonic
yeah,
Adventure 2.
exactly.
All the only thing is it's Sonic Adventures.
I mean, those are all the best episodes too.
Yeah, with Chris Thorndike in them though, instead of
Yeah,
anybody else. But honestly, I don't know. It made me realize the voice acting is pretty hit or miss. Because like I love Jason Griffith and I like
makes
Amy
sense.
Ortiz as Amy. I still feel
Mm-hmm.
like she's the best voice for Amy that there's been.
Mm-hmm.
But Jay, you know
But
what I kind of? I'm sorry, what were you saying?
no, I thought you could say but. No, go
Oh no
on.
no no. I made me kind of hear Jason Griffith as almost doing like a cooler Jaleel White in the first few episodes.
Okay.
But this is the first
I
few
guess that
episodes.
I guess
so,
that makes sense.
yeah.
That's probably what
Yeah.
his mindset was.
Yeah. Because the only prior
Yeah.
voice was Ryan Drummond
Mm-hmm.
for Sonic Adventure and stuff like that. So I don't know. As it go, I mean, Mike Pollock sounds way more almost sinister as Dr. Eggman as opposed to the much more jovial he sounds now.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's interesting going back and hearing like him at the first where he's like a lot more like just like an actual villain as opposed to being like the jovial,
Yeah.
you
Just
know,
quirky.
man up tails and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I don't know. That's all. But honestly, and that's about it. I just beat Spider-Man 4, and that's what I want to talk about. But John, I know we've been talking about what I've played for a long time, but what have you been playing, sir?
No, I was thinking we're like over 40 minutes in, and we're still on.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man PS4 was a good topic.
Yeah.
So let's see. In terms of watching, I hacked into Blake's Disney Plus account because I'm a dope hacker, and I started watching The Mandalorian. Solid show. I don't think it's the end all be all of Star Wars like everyone at least has been making it out to be on Twitter, at least for the first few weeks.
Wow.
But
I gotta say, John, I didn't know you were secretly working for the Empire. Wow. You must be one of those guys who wants to give it back to George.
Mm-hmm.
How could you? No, I'm joking.
But
I honestly, I haven't even seen it. And I
solid,
own the Disney Plus account.
Yeah, it's a solid show, I would say. Again, nothing like I think super amazing, but I think it's a solid show. And of course, Baby Yoda is life. I 100% agree. Yeah, I was like, Baby Yoda, like this was gotten everybody crazy. Now he's pretty darn cute.
I thought that was something fake because I didn't see the show. I haven't seen it yet. I don't.
Well, he's not real Baby Yoda.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, but that's well, I know. But like, that's the thing is like, I thought like a fan made it and put it on the internet. I'm not like that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like
But nah, he's real. He's super cute. He does cute things, and yeah, it's like Baby Groot all over again. So, yeah.
That's the Disney magic, I guess.
Yeah.
Got to make it cute. Anyways, but that's pretty good. I mean, I've been hearing relatively exactly what you've been saying is like it's great. But it's not like the second coming of Anakin or anything like that. So it's like, you know, I don't know, man. I want to watch it because everyone's watching it, but I don't really care. I don't know. I don't really care about Star Wars.
You're like burnt out on Star Wars. Yeah, you're burnt out on Star Wars.
I'm just like so ambivalent to the franchise now, where it's like people are talking about like Rise of Skywalker, and I'm just like, man, I don't care. Like, gosh,
Damn.
I don't really care. I didn't like Last Jedi. I didn't like it at all, and I'm just like, there's nothing this last movie's gonna do where I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm back in, baby. Like, no, I wasn't even in to begin with. So
I'm not really surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake was never really in from the beginning.
Indiana Jones for life. But anyways, that's good though. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, how far are you in? Well, I mean, you can only be so far, right? Because they're releasing.
I've only seen 4 episodes so far.
They released them like a TV show, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to Netflix, where it's like, hey, watch it all, and then get mad at us when we don't bring.
Which is interesting how we've gone from, like Netflix so convenient. It's all binge. That's the best. But over the years, people have said, you know what? Bring back the weekly format. I think that's really interesting. Like, and all the arguments like make sense because like, when a show comes out on Netflix or something, like I think Ava was a good example. Like people talked about Ava for like a week before all the people who've watched it for the first time, but then that was it.
Yeah.
Like the discourse ended quickly, and that's what it is for all binge shows.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with people who say more of a weekly format, because I think that like it builds suspense, number one, and I think it also helps you judge quality, because like when you watch a whole show bookend to bookend, right? It's kind of like everything blurs together, and you kind of forget certain important moments, or if moments had an impact on you. Um, like for example, Samurai Jack. Like, I remember episode 2. I remember episode 3. I remember episode 1, and I know why I remember the last episode. And I can all say like, oh yeah, no, I remember every single episode.
Yes, I also watched Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I can look at that show and be like, here's where it's good, here's where it's bad. This episode's, you know, so on and so forth. I feel like you're able to like look at it a little more clearly, as opposed to watching everything from bookend to bookend and then being like, that was all trash, or like I was okay, because like those moments that could have been huge didn't leave much of an impact, because you were never wondering what's gonna happen next. I'll just find out in 5 seconds. So that's what I think.
Yeah, that's an interesting discussion.
Yeah, but sorry to detract away from your
No, you're good.
Keep going.
This isn't important. I'm not gonna talk about it at all, but I'm a fan, so I'm just gonna say it. I've gone to a band called Polka Dot Stingray recently. Since June, I've been into it. It's a J-rock band, real good. On Spotify, what was it? Wrap up, whatever.
Oh yeah,
it was shown they were my artist of the year, even though it's only I only had Spotify for half a year, but that was pretty much when I got into them. So they dominated my Spotify. They're real good, super talented. I love them so much that I ended up getting they released a live concert like DVD, and so I went on Amazon Japan. I grabbed that shit because, yeah,
Amazon.
Yeah, I love that band. Great, one of my favorite bands. I'd probably say probably one of my favorite bands now. I think they're great, but yeah, it came with the live concert that they wrapped up or had a little while ago, plus like a CD version of that you can play. And I only watched, I think, 20-30 minutes before we did this, and it's good. They are very good live from what it sounds. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Just gush about Polka Dot Stingray for a second.
Nice.
They're great. Listen to them, people. If you like J-rock at all, give it a try.
I do. Kind of.
Do you? I was like, do you?
I listen to a few things if it's good and stuff like that. I like Japanese music. Japanese music's great. You know, it started with video game music, and then I was like, and then I started hearing more lyrical stuff from video game music, and I was like, you know what? What else you got? And so I kind of, and then I went down the anime route where I heard some anime songs. I was like, this smells pretty good. And then I kind of dived into like more unique genres, and I found a few songs where I'm like, this is some hype stuff right here. I like this, you know.
All right. The last time, for context, people, the last time Blake and I ever discussed Japanese music was in high school.
Yeah, I think that's a lot. I don't think did I even know what J-rock was? I remember I don't even think I knew.
I don't think so.
Because I remember you talking about it and being like, what the heck is J-rock?
Look, because that's when I was getting into it, and Blake and I had a mutual friend who was into it, but I think that was probably Blake's exposure, and I don't think their taste melded with Blake's taste.
No.
And so Blake was like, is this what this is? And I was like, well, there's different stuff. And Blake was like, oh, okay, cool. And I went, yeah. And that was really all we had. But yeah.
I wasn't a very open-minded young man, but I've grown slightly more open-minded.
Well, Blake, I would recommend to you Polka Dot Stingray. They are on Spotify. It's weird because, well, it has to do with like Japan and the way they copyright stuff and all that. But I don't think all their music's on Spotify, because like I go on Spotify and they have one full album and a bunch of like
singles.
Like singles and EPs. But then I go on YouTube and I find a few more songs and I go, that's weird. Why isn't this on Spotify? That's really weird. Then there are some songs I think I assume it's from like the album's like deluxe edition. They add like a few more songs from other stuff, and it's like you can only listen to this if you have YouTube Premium. And I thought, what the hell?
Hmm.
Weird, weird. I can't listen to the official album unless I have YouTube Premium. Weird. But then on Spotify, a few weeks ago, it was weird. A few weeks ago, another like EP came out, and it was mostly old songs, but there's one or two new songs. But the EP was officially released in like 2018, 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, so they just like were able to officially release it. It's weird, man. I don't know how all that works, but the stuff that is on Spotify is great, and it's a good surprise whenever I find a new song from them. That's not new, but new to me.
Okay,
But yeah,
I'll take a look.
the band I think recently celebrated their 2 year like not necessarily when their first song came out, but when they I guess hit it big,
Mm-hmm.
like when they I assume made a major deal to become bigger on all that. So yeah, they're gaining ground. I think this was their first really big concert or tour. But yeah, they're growing. It's great. They did a little teaser for Pokemon Masters. It was like
Mm.
10 seconds long with them playing, and they're playing like the Pokemon theme song for a
Mm.
second. And I was like, that's awesome. It's only
That's
10
pretty
seconds
cool.
long, but that's awesome. So yeah, they're pretty good.
Hmm.
Would recommend. Check them out.
Okay.
So for games, real quick, I've been playing RE2 Remake again. uh, yeah,
Well, you're playing it on a very
yeah.
particular setting, right?
Mhm.
Or are you just
Oh
playing
yeah,
through it again?
sorry. Yeah. No, you're right. Sorry. No. Well, first I'll go back real quick. Been playing. I started RE6, a co-op stream of RE6
Mm-hmm.
on twitch.tv/JPZone97, and that game is super fun. Is it as bad as people say? I can't say that because I only played like 3 hours of it, maybe 2.5. I can tell it's really dumb, and that's probably what people hate.
Is
And
it? Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
and I don't know what the other campaigns hold, so that might make it worse. But like in terms of being a silly, fun action game, I'm really enjoying it. My co-op partner and I were really having a fun time.
Mm.
Way more so far than RE5. Just in terms of yeah, what's happening. It's like wow, this is ridiculous, but it's fun. It's cool. But what were we gonna say?
I was gonna ask. So I forgot what I was gonna ask. I think I was gonna ask like, so how's it structured? Is it kind of like a regular RE game where it's like multiple campaigns and different characters, or is it just kind of like one big story where you punch zombies as Chris or something like that?
I'm not too sure. I know there are separate campaigns. I don't know if it runs through the same like timeline
Mm.
like RE2 does,
Mm-hmm.
but I know there are 3 different campaigns. Oh, there are 4 different campaigns. And yeah, that's really all I know.
Mm.
It's a dumb fun action game. It's super fun. I would recommend people watch it. It was. I can't wait to play more.
Cool. 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 Cool.
It's gonna be good.
But anyway, so back to RE2, the real RE2.
Yeah. So I my co-op partner could not play Tuesday and Wednesday, so I thought, well, I'll play probably Devil May Cry, but then something happened in the week, which we will go over, and I decided, well, I'll play RE2 in celebration. And yeah, I decided to play RE2 Remake on hardcore mode for the first time. I played this game 3 different times, all on normal, because I just want to have a fun time, and I assumed hardcore would be death every 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And the first few hours I died a lot. I had to start the game over because I died after maybe like an hour worth of stuff, but that was cutscenes too. But I died and had to go back because there are no autosaves, and you have to do ink ribbons, and the zombies do a lot more damage.
Mm.
I don't know if you do less damage as well. It didn't say anything about that in the little list it gave me for differences.
Hmm.
But it is more difficult, but it's not brutally destroying
It's
me
not the
like
hardest
I
thing
thought it would. Yeah.
that is ever.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I do have to be a lot more careful than I usually am.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once like I say that I'm no expert. Like if you guys watch the stream, I make a lot of mistakes in terms of getting bit that I shouldn't. But I am getting more used to being more careful and not making as many mistakes.
Mm.
And so the second day I streamed it, I got to the end of the sewers.
Oh.
I did a much better job staying alive and not dying as much. But there's there's like a fine line between, oh, I'm okay, the zombie is far enough away, to, oh, I need to back up.
Yeah.
There's a fine line that I don't recognize, and that would happen where I forget how fast the zombies lunge
Mm-hmm.
and how slow your character like can turn and run. I think maybe also playing the other REs made me forget that
Yeah.
for RE2 specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there'd be those times where I go, okay, well I need to move now, and then I would turn and the zombie would bite me, and I would go to red, and I was like, okay, that didn't need to happen. So now it's like the moment before I'm like, should I move? My brain goes, no, I think you're okay for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, no, that's the indication. Like, that's when I turn. So that has helped a lot.
Mm. Safe than sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, hardcore's not too bad. I found out Mr. X, if you don't run, he won't find you as fast, which I did not know. And all 3 times I played.
Is that something specifically to hardcore, or is that just in the game?
I think just in the game.
Okay. I think I've heard mutterings of that, but I thought that was specifically for hardcore mode. Because I
just... Oh, well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I just know.
I
heard something like that where it's all like, he can hear you. And it's like, well, shoot. That's terrifying.
Yeah. I didn't know he can hear me. I assumed it was just the AI going, okay, well, they're out of the safe room, and I'm going to now start to move towards them.
Mm.
That's what I thought it was, but again, I don't know if it's just for hardcore or not. But I was told, like, if you run or if you shoot, he will, like, detect you faster and will start to move towards you.
Because he can hear
which
you.
I,
So
yeah, I didn't know that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So there's one time on stream where I was downstairs and I didn't know where he was. I went out of a safe room, but I had to go out of a door. But I kept hearing him, and so I go out of the safe room, and I go up the stairs, and I'm walking, and Mr. X I see him, and he's maybe like a few, maybe 5 feet in front of me, less than 10, like 100%, and he just walks out the door I'm trying to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't notice me because I wasn't running, and I went, oh, that's awesome. What the heck? That was terrifying, but that's cool. So yeah, I'm still learning from this game. This game is amazing, of course. I'm playing right now Claire A and Leon B. That's because last time I did Leon A, Claire B. Which is good. Cause well, Claire's cool. I love Claire's weapons and her story a bit more than Leon's. Leon's is still great though. But there's a new achievement in RE2 Remake now that you can only get with Leon's campaign. So I'm glad I don't have to like replay Leon's now, like with another playthrough. You know what I'm saying?
I heard about this. It has something to do with Jill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll get into it,
Okay, so we're going to talk about this later?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, John, I'm kidding.
Well, there's a little, like, there's a letter from Chris in RE2. There's now a letter from Jill.
Really?
In RE2.
I mean, I know you can go to Jill's desk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what are we talking about this now, or can we not? What's the topic of right now? Are we moving sections? Where are we going?
We're not talking about probably the game you're talking about.
I was going to talk about Resident Evil 2, like the OG Resident Evil 2.
Okay, yeah, no, you can say that.
Oh, okay. So I know you can go to Jill's desk in both games, but I believe in the original you could actually examine her desk, and I forget what it is. I think there's like a picture of her with some guy and a dog, or something like that. I can't remember. But like, people didn't know who the guy was. But then in RE2 Remake, there's no picture of that. I think it's just
a dog.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just a dog. So that's all I was gonna say. It was just like
Okay.
So did they add something there with that, or well, I mean,
it connects more with what we'll talk about later.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
So that's the only reason. But Yeah, so sorry, I'm excited to see that with Leon once I get. I'll probably do his playthrough too,
Mm.
because like I said, hardcore is not the worst thing. So I'll probably keep playing RE2
Hmm.
when I can't play RE6. That will
Dang,
be the
okay.
plan. But yeah, RE2 Remake is still a fantastic game. It's my personal game of the year.
Dang,
Yeah,
son.
Smash doesn't count because that was last year. That
That
was
is
last
true.
year. So Smash was my game of the year last year. So
Did it miss award season?
huh?
Nothing.
Smash missed award season for last year. Yes.
Well, that I did know, but
Yeah.
did it make the show itself? Like, did it release before the show or after the show? I
It
don't remember.
released before the show
Okay.
because we got the DLC announcement.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know in terms of Game Awards, like it counted, but I count as like January to December. That's your year, you know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
So
go on, keep talking.
yeah, Archer Remake is fantastic, and I'll be playing more. But RE6 also seems really fun, so I can't wait to play that. Uh, damn. Real quick, I've been playing a lot of Teppen, a lot more Teppen.
Mm. So
Teppen
you're
is.
becoming
Go on.
addicted. You're becoming addicted.
I am becoming addicted. I would say. Thankfully, I'm not like. I'm becoming more addicted like you do with just a really good game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
less of it like, oh, the way this mobile app is created. I'm being really addicted to like the structure of it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just having a really fun time with Teppen. Like, I'm with like Yu-Gi-Oh. I've always been addicted with like perfecting my deck, trying to make it as optimal as I can, and so I love doing that kind of stuff. So obviously Teppen sits very well with that. I love even now I'm trying to perfect my decks. I reached A rank, so a week. I've been playing a week. Last night I got to A rank, so it took me a week to get to A rank.
Mm.
I've been playing mainly Jill, but also my secondary deck is Chun Li.
Yeah, I saw
It
that.
started off as a Mega Man deck, but the Chun Li ability, which is a bit more useful. So I made it. I made that deck saying like, okay, it could be a Mega Man deck or a Chun Li deck, and it became a Chun Li deck. So yeah, both decks are super fun. Teppen is great. I love all the love for Capcom that's in it. And I said before, like the cards, for the most part, reflect the character you're given. Like a good example is Rebecca. When you play her, and there's already a unit, one of your units on the field,
Mm-hmm.
she gives like 4 health to that unit.
Oh, okay.
But only to one unit, because like Resident Evil, you only like at least with Rebecca's games, you only have one partner.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That's really cool. But then like the Kyrie card, because Kyrie was raised in the church and she like runs an orphanage. You know, she takes care of kids.
Mm-hmm.
When you place her card, she gives I think plus like 2 health to every unit you have, every other friendly unit you have on the field. So little things like that go, okay, this makes sense why this card has this ability.
I thought you were about to. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. No, I thought you were about to say. Well, when you place Rebecca down in the field, she does nothing. She meets you.
Ah, damn. Well, there is one Rebecca card that is super fragile, but then if you get her built up, it doesn't heal. It doesn't build her up, but it builds up all the other characters around it. I want to. Yeah, that's a hard card to do because she's
No,
really, really fragile. There's. I thought the coolest thing was a card I got yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
which was the Tyrant, Nemesis,
Mm.
and his thing is, if you, I think it is, if you kill him, he goes back to your hand, and then you can, if you play him again, he'll come back with like more damage.
Oh, wait, like, he does more damage?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I was like, first off, that's a cool effect, and I thought, but that's such a great reference to Nemesis, because in the in RE, well, I don't know how much you know, but in RE3 you could fight him whenever you want and like defeat him. I'm doing air quotes, and he would give you like weapons to make you stronger. But then of course he would come back later, and you could either run away or fight him again.
Mm.
And plus that Nemesis just never goes down in that game, so
Yeah.
I thought that was a great reference. Great reference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm doing pretty well with my decks. I think I'm having a really fun time. Again, Jill's my main deck. I love playing that Jill deck.
Mm-hmm.
Jill's design in that is super cool. I love it. There's one other thing I was going to say. Oh, I got the season pass as well. Cause earlier we were talking about like with developers, like supporting developers,
Mm-hmm.
and that was part of why I did it. A part of the reason is because in the season pass, it's mainly it gives you experience, which helps you get like coins and things better, like faster.
Mm-hmm.
There are exclusive missions that give you coins if you do them, or like gems, which is what you buy with money, with real money. Uh, so that's mainly what the season pass does. And missions that gives you money and a few stuff, but it's mainly experience. But then you can create a legendary card, which is like the best rank of card in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you a 50% off for that because legendary cards are really expensive to make. That's all in-game currency to make cards.
Hmm.
But I really wanted the legendary Jill card because it's really good, and I it helps complete my Jill deck.
Hmm.
And so I got it partly to get that, but then partly because I thought I've been playing this game a lot. I got it in the first like 2 days, I think, but I was playing it a lot, and I thought, would I be willing to pay $5 for this game to support the developer? Yeah, I would, because a lot of love I can tell from the people that made it, and it's a really fun game. Put a lot into it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only you get the like special offers in the store for like one time only. Teppen is real good, people. It is like a Hearthstone clone, but it's better than I thought it'd be. It does have a lot of love, and the mechanics are really fun in terms of the decks you can make and the heroes and the synergy of those decks with the heroes. So if you're just looking, it is free to download. So if you're looking just for a fun game to play, I would recommend it. But I was just saying, since Blake is back, the season pass costs $5 for like 1,500 gems,
Mm-hmm.
and there are it gives you new missions every week. I think for the season pass missions, but by the time I completed all the missions, I had 1,300 gems in total.
Hmm.
So it cost like 1,500 for $5. The season pass was like maybe a little less than 1,000 gems.
Hmm.
Maybe like 700, but it was less than 1,000. But with all the missions from the season pass, I got back most of my gems. So it's kind of worth it, and I have enough gems where I can buy the season pass again for free
Hmm.
next season, which is like in a month.
That's pretty cool.
So I think I can buy the next season pass or two. I don't know. I can at least buy the next one for free, which I thought was a pretty good deal.
Nice. Sounds pretty good.
But yeah, Tevon's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
You keep hearing good things. I mean, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm scared with card games. I don't like them.
Well, card games aren't for everyone.
I know. I don't know, but
I
I mean, I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it at some point, just see. But I don't know. We'll see.
I hear the Ryu and Morgan decks are the OP ones at the moment. Um,
Really?
yeah, just I don't know why the Ryu ones, probably the way it's built. The Morgan ones, I can see that. Just
Yeah.
the she has the purple decks,
Yeah.
and the purple decks are super weird. They're really different. To be fair, all the decks are kind of different from the way you play it.
Yeah.
But the purple ones, I think, are the weirdest for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the black ones, I don't know. But the Jill ones I like because I think I told you, Blake. The Jill ones is about exploring and getting cards from your deck to buff characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I've learned that what made it better, I looked it up to help me. There are a lot of explore cards that look up cards that can destroy your other enemy cards just outright. That was my kind of problem. Like, okay, well, I buff my cards, but then the other opponent might just destroy my cards anyways before they can attack, and that's a problem. But then I found out, well, you can just explore cards that'll destroy your enemy cards right away too. So that is much better use of it. The green cards, again, the green decks are to increase your health of your cards, and I feel like just from playing those two decks, I play those the most.
Hmm.
The green decks are a lot more powerful because there's a lot more usage out of those kind of cards,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of cards that can increase health in different ways.
Yeah.
While the Jill deck is relatively new,
Mm-hmm.
so and her deck is the only deck that really uses explore,
Mm.
while the other green decks kind of can be interchanged. Like I said, I just switched Mega Man and Chun Li like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. Where I tried that with Jill and like Ryu, and it didn't work at all because Jill, like I said, Jill's the only one that really utilizes that. So
Interesting.
they kind of need to just, I think, diversify it a bit in terms of adding explore cards and like what you can explore, and I think that would help make Jill better overall.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's character based, right? Where it's like you pick a character and they have a specific deck to them, kind of thing, right? Something like
To
that.
be honest, not 100%.
Okay.
It's more like there are like the color of decks specifies how what gameplay style you will do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, red is in terms just like raw damage mostly.
Yeah.
You're trying to damage the other opponent as fast as possible. Green decks is increasing your unit's power and their health. Purple is like kind of shutting down, I think, like stopping your opponent's cards from attacking and shutting them down. And then also kind of building your cards as well at the same time. And then the black decks are, I haven't played much of the black decks. Those are the weirdest ones.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said that for purple, but the blackers are weird.
Hmm.
It's like damaging yourself to get stuff out that will hopefully be more damaging. That's the way the black cards work.
Interesting.
So those are the four, I think, yeah, four different play styles. But the heroes will more specify your gameplay style, you know?
Okay. That sounds pretty. I don't know. It sounds pretty interesting. I don't know. Like, it doesn't sound like the hardest thing on planet Earth. It doesn't sound like the craziest thing. So,
an example, just a quick example. The green cards, like I said, buff your heroes, your units. The Mega Man card, or the Mega Man hero, is more in terms of health, just raw health.
mm-hmm.
Where Nero specifically is for growth cards, but I won't get into that. But so it's like Nero is for growth,
Yeah.
but Mega Man is more for health, raw health. Where Chun Li can be considered maybe more shields, maybe.
Okay.
In terms of her first power. So yeah, each hero specifies specifically what you're gonna go for with those color decks.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember also thinking the same thing where the one hero is a specific one thing, while this other hero is a specific one thing. But yeah, that's more of Tevin than I thought I would. First play, but that I thought I would explain. But it is a fun game. It deserves more credit than I initially gave it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you tried it and you got you're getting some mileage out of it, so that's good. It's always nice to have a surprise, you know.
Yeah. I wanted to do the math real quick. So I've done more matches since then, but I got the achievement that is play 200 ranked matches. So 200. Let's say by average, an average match. Just say 5 minutes. Some are longer, some are shorter. That is 1,000 minutes divided by 60. That is 16 hours, or closer to 17 hours. But that's like I've been playing probably around 20 plus hours because there is the single player stuff where I just try to do missions and gain gold and stuff. So I said in the past for a week, just playing 1 week, 20 plus hours.
Jeez, John.
I know for a lot of people that's not a lot, but
no, I know for some people that's like,
in most of my free time I've been playing Tekken. Like if I'm watching something I don't have to pay super attention to, or I've been like other stuff.
Yeah, you just got some
a lot of time.
Wow, you actually have been putting in a lot of time into Tekken, huh?
Yeah.
Impressive.
I did get to A rank, which is I feel proud of that since I've only played a week and I hadn't touched it before.
Well, yeah. Sounds like you're pretty hooked on it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Well. Yeah. So that's all I've been watching and playing. That took a long time to go over. Well, for both of us.
That's okay
but,
though.
Yeah.
Got something to share? You want to share it, all right? That's what the audience has, all right? They want to hear us.
Yeah, but we will go over all the great game stuff that happened, Blake. If you don't mind, I'll let you transition into all that.
We will. I'm just gonna let's go.
Yes.
Hit me.
First on a, well, it was announced that a state of play would be, I guess, shown on Tuesday. I think the same day we recorded the podcast, but I had not been on the internet because I re-recorded after I got off work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you had not seen that either, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So we didn't know about it, but afterwards I was like, dang, like I wish I knew. I would have added that to my list of predictions. So there was a state of play, and well, we'll talk about it overall in a second. But in the state of play, Blake, people, your God is right. Your God is correct. Wow. I am the one true. Okay, well that's not true. I take it back.
That's bull crap after the Game Awards,
Lord.
Friend.
I take it back, Lord. I apologize. Yeah. I am not. However, I am correct once again. Is what I'm trying to say. A lot of times I am correct. Sometimes I am wrong. But most of the time, when I know something, I'm correct.
Yeah,
and I was right, baby. We saw the RE3 remake trailer, and it was, it was fantastic. We'll talk about it in a second, but first I want to say, well, it would have been way more hype, obviously, if it wasn't leaked, but I think it was still a very good trailer. However, the way it was announced in the state of play was really freaking odd. Because the way they did it, they showed Project Resistance, and I went, okay, well, they'll probably show this, and then RE3. But they said, okay, well, we're going to show you the single player of Project Resistance. And I thought, single player? That's weird. It's I assume kind of like a rush mode or something, like, waves.
Yeah, like some sort of co-op mode or something like that.
Yeah. So I assumed like you would take one of those either 4 or 5 characters that we've seen in the multiplayer, or maybe create your own like slightly, and then you would do like a short thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing substantial, just something like that. And then that was kind of solidified a little bit for me when the trailer started, because it starts in first person, and I thought, okay, well, it started with the RE2, old RE2 trailer where they go through the timeline, and I thought, okay, they're gonna go with like, while this is happening, this, in air quotes, like non-canon story was happening in the city somewhere with your character. Okay, that's a cool context to make it seem more relevant. And it was first person, like I said. I go, okay, that makes sense. But then what I assumed was Mr. X was in the hallway. And that made me go, okay, yeah, you fight Mr. X or something like that at some point. That makes sense. But then Jill freaking Valentine, Blake, jumped out of the apartment, and I went, what? What is this? Wait, what? Wait, oh my god, wait, you sons of bitches. You tricked me. How dare you? It was really a trailer for RE3 Remake, baby. And they freaking got me, Blake.
Dang.
They freaking got me. Oh my god. And then, yeah, it was revealed that Resistance is actually the multiplayer for
RE3. Which we were kind of talking about, because the game is short, and we were like, so what are they gonna do for added content? So
exactly, yeah. I talked about it on stream, but with someone else. But yeah, it makes sense that they would add Project Resistance, because I think that, again, you might play as Carlos at some point, but I don't think so. It shows it will be a shorter experience than RE2, because they're trying to go, okay, what extra stuff can we add in to make it seem more substantial for $60. So Project Resistance, the person I was talking to mentioned that maybe they'll add in like a mercenaries mode where you do play as Carlos, whether it's like a short segment or just maybe like that rush mode I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I go, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But Blake, what'd you think of the trailer? All that.
Well, I don't have any super prior connect. I was talking to you about this via Hangouts chat, where I was saying, like, man, I don't care about Resident Evil, but I care about Resident Evil. Like, And
Yeah,
so
right.
I have no experience with the franchise personally. I haven't played any of the games.
But you have watched me play most of
I
them.
have watched you play most of them, and I have seen you gush over Resident Evil 2, and it's like,
Yes.
oh my lord, like, why do I care so much? Like, why do I like these characters? Why do I like this franchise? So, like, I was watching this, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is hype.
Mm-hmm.
But, actually, no, but. It was cool. It was a great trailer. I was surprised at the use of state of play, as opposed, again.
I was correct, baby.
I
I told.
know. I know.
Well, yeah. The first time we saw Ori 2 was in Capcom. Or sorry, was that PlayStation's
Was that PSX?
E3?
Or yeah, or their E3, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? Like E3 is a big boy stadium. For me, the game awards is at least in like I don't know top 5 in terms of announcements time. Like E3's
Again,
for
that
us.
PlayStation money, baby. That place. Well, yeah. No, go on. Sorry.
No, you're right because PlayStation does fund a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Capcom games. Like it sounds like, which is great. I have no issue with that whatsoever. It's just
Yeah,
like
because yeah, RE7 and all that
yeah,
too.
I just did not expect. I thought the Game Awards would be cool. I
Cause
even
your
had
God would be correct, sir.
I even had a little scenario, but assuming we're going to talk about the Game Awards, I'll save that for a little later
Mm-hmm.
because I made a prediction, and oh here we go. Okay, yeah, because I made a prediction and it partially came true, 50% of it, which was amazing. I cannot believe I got that, but it was funny. But overall, looks great. Don't have any major gripes. I'm not used to. We were talking about this a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were.
I'm not used to Jill's new look. Not in a
Yeah.
bad way. I don't think she looks bad. She just doesn't look like the actress that was originally playing her, whose name I can't remember.
Oh yeah, because yeah, we went over this.
Because they
We're not
changed her.
using
Because they
the
changed
old
her model.
actress. Yeah.
And that was the thing. Is like it didn't click in my brain that they changed her model. I thought they were still trying to make Jill look like past Jill. You know what I mean? And so I was like, when
Yeah,
I had that,
it is the Jill we're used to.
it's still Jill. It's just like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's just like okay. And so like when it finally
Yeah.
clicked that they changed the person that she's based off, I was like oh, dummy. So I kind of realized that. And so
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, I agree. Like, I wasn't like, yo, this is like, yeah, like I loved it right away. Like, I thought it would look cool, but it was like that. I forget what the term is, but I had to get used to it as well.
Mhm.
Because that it is different, and it's different from what we're really used to. What we've seen the last, like, I don't know, 10 years.
because all of her promotional art has been
Yeah.
based off of her original
Yeah,
model, but no longer. And it's like okay, that's fine. You know, it's all right. It's good.
yeah, but I did still think no, this has like, it still has its Jillness to it. Like, I
Yeah.
think I was looking specifically at like the original RE3 model.
Yeah.
You know, which is not based off of like the RE1 remake and 5.
Mm.
And I was like, well, this to me, this kind of looks like an updated version of this model, and I feel like maybe that's kind of what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the RE1 look, but more like RE3.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it looks kind of like a modern version of that model.
Yeah.
In terms of like the face and the hair and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Jill looks really good. I know there's a lot of people not liking the new design. I sent like that article saying, "Oh, they put her in pants and made her less attractive." It's like, all right, people, you know that's cool. Whatever.
Who cares? She wears pants because she wears pants. Who the heck cares?
I do like that she's wearing like normal jeans because I think we talked about this. Well, people have pointed out with Jill's original outfit, like it has become iconic, but it's also like it looks like Jill was like in the club before all this happened.
Well, that's what
like,
I said last time we talked about this. Like I
Yeah.
always thought that she was like about to go out on a night of the town or something like that. But then this crap happens and she's like, "Ah, shoot. I got to deal with this stuff now." That's what I always thought. That's why I
Yeah.
thought she looked
I
like
mean,
that. I didn't think it was like
because like in the beginning, like it's not really a cutscene. There's like it's her saying like I have to try to escape the city, and she's like still in her apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, like she could wear normal clothes, but why? Like it was again the '90s, so it was an interesting design. But I think that kind of idea where Jill was just like, you know, living her life in Raccoon City or something, and then this happened. I think her wearing like a white shirt, like a tank top, and then jeans.
Yeah.
I think that looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
No complaints from me personally. And it's like,
Complaints?
oh, no complaints. No complaints.
Complaints? There are complaints?
Yeah, probably from someone, right?
Yeah, probably.
Not from me, but from
No,
someone
No,
somewhere.
I'm joking. Yeah.
No, but like, see, that's what I always thought was like, Jill just either got back or was about to go on a night on the town, and that's why she just, oh, this is what I'm wearing. Okay, I didn't think some guy at Capcom was just sitting there like, how can I make Jill, like, just get out of that?
How can I make Jill sexy?
How can I get
like
yeah?
Jill.
How can I get out of that cop outfit? And give her a skirt and.
It was a weird time, man.
Yeah,
so
that's what
still happens.
That's what I thought. That's why I was like, I did not think a Capcom guy sat there and did that.
Yeah.
So I mean, but now I'm like, okay, well, I mean, shoot, who cares? She's wearing jeans now. That's fine. Who cares? Like,
yeah, but like, cause like I like the Teppen model, which is like the newest version of that Jill.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good, but I think this version also looks really good. Yeah. There is like that reveal shot where Jill's in the alley. She looks. That's the one shot that looks kind of off, just a little bit to me still.
Mm-hmm.
But like every other shot where you see her face, I think she looks really cool.
Yeah,
agreed. She looks great. But yeah, that's our discussion on Jill itself. We talked about the game a little. The game looks real cool. I think it'll be. We talked about what we thought the game would be like, and yeah, it looks great. April 3rd. I did say March, so I was pretty dang close.
Yes, you did. You were actually really close.
I was really close. Yeah. The rumor or like the talk from sources has been like RE3 was supposed to be released with RE2 remake at the time, but like that's a lot of work, and RE2 I think. I don't know if it was like officially delayed, but in terms of the team, it was supposed to come out earlier, but they wanted to put it out, which is why we're getting RE3 so close.
Yeah.
And shoot, one sec. I put this in. I took a screenshot of this, of information real quick. Okay. So I forget what article this is from, but like. This isn't like official. This is like reportedly stuff, good old reportedly. But apparently, like, okay, so apparently, there is like a second kind of team on Capcom called M2 Incorporated. So they're not like the main official Capcom team, but they are like a new studio that is adjacent and related to Capcom now. So they're. The way it's said in this article, it is a new second party of sorts for Capcom. They'll be backed up by Taipei-based developer Neobards, who have worked on recent Devil May Cry and Onimusha HD releases, and K2, who have acted as a support studio on numerous Capcom titles. So it was revealed this was like the studio working on the Resistance stuff, because Capcom kind of outsourced it a little. And I thought that makes sense because they're working on the RE3 main story. But it seems like, no, they're giving like a lot of this stuff to this new company, their new studio. Again, still like a second party to them. But it has been said that like there are ex-Capcom like veterans in this studio.
Okay.
So they know what they're doing, and then also like after the development of RE2 remake, a lot of the people have gone to jump in onto the RE3 remake and refine stuff, make sure it's looking good and all that. So, and because I know people were worried when a different studio's name was at the end of that trailer.
Yeah.
So technically, they are not the main Capcom team, but there are still people from Capcom and people from that team, helping along with that. And plus, I think the fact that RE2 remake has a really good foundation that this studio is most likely working off of.
Yeah.
I don't think we should expect that much of a difference in terms of like the way it plays, So I'm excited. I'm not really worried at all. And there's a new dodge mechanic, which looks like, I know they had a somewhat dodge in the original, but it looks more like the Revelations dodge, which is interesting. Revelations 2 dodge. Well, no, it was in the first one as well. Yeah. So this game's looking cool. I can't wait. Yeah. I told. Well, I put it on Twitter. I almost pre-ordered the digital version because it comes with a awesome PS4 theme
Mm,
of the poster we saw or the
yeah,
cover art.
I saw that.
But I was like, but if I pre-order it from Best Buy physical, I get it for 20% off. And I went for the physical. I jumped before I made a wrong decision.
I respect
So
that. That's good.
yeah, no, I'm super excited. This is obviously. Wait, damn it.
What?
I was gonna say before Final Fantasy VII Remake is gonna be my most anticipated game.
Oh,
I think it might be RE3 now.
dang.
Yeah, I think it is.
Dang, man.
Still can't wait for both of those games, but yeah, I don't think we have to go too much over it, but overall the state of play was okay.
Yeah, I kind of.
Was,
I mean, the main event obviously was RE3. Probably the second most exciting thing was that Square Enix and Platinum Games duo.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
I don't know what it is, but it looks cool,
I
and
don't know what it is either. It does look
I
cool.
like the two studios. So I mean,
I was gonna say Ghost of Tsushima showing that again.
Oh well,
But that was
I
a
mean,
little teaser, but
they only showed like they just basically said, "Hey, here's a not trailer. Go watch the actual trailer at the Game Awards."
yeah. Blake and I talked about this. I think this is just like a teaser for what these will become because PlayStation doesn't have a lot of first party stuff to show.
No, because they're winding down.
Yeah, PS5. Because the first party game they showed in State of Play was Days Gone, and that's because that's a leftover game, for this generation. I do think this was probably the best for me State of Play so far. I think the pacing was better than some of the other ones. You had, I would say, two kind of hype announcements. They showed Ghost of Tsushima, and they showed RE3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say the second best is like the RE7 one, whichever one that was. Yeah, yeah, it was fine. Obviously, RE3 was the spotlight and all that.
There was some good indie stuff in not only State of Play but also the indie showcase. I'm not gonna go over everything because I don't remember everything, but there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff, and I'll probably take a look at that stuff at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll compile it in a video.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no. But I mean, so
no, I was gonna say, I don't think I said it loud enough. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, but
no, sorry, go on.
Well, I was just about to say no, some good stuff. I don't remember a lot of it. I mean, I have pictures of the stuff that was shown at the indie showcase for Nintendo, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go over that at some other point. But yeah, so I mean, good stuff all around. I'm not disappointed with the State of Play. I just want them to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like you said, it took time for Nintendo to make Nintendo Directs as eventful as they were. So.
Yeah, like Wii U days, there was nothing. They showed nothing.
Yeah.
Even early first year and a half.
Yeah.
Of Switch was also the same way.
Yeah, most.
But now they have stuff to show. So.
Until they stopped going to E3 and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Until they made that the best way. So that makes sense to me.
Oh, but also real quick, they showed up. It was leaked before, but Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC Remind.
Yay! I don't have Kingdom Hearts 3 or play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Well, I forget. I don't think I've said it on here, but Kingdom Hearts 3 was pretty disappointing. I think for a lot of people it was.
Wow, I'm actually surprised you said that. I thought you liked it.
I did, but it was really disappointing. I would say it was. I think a month or two after it came out. Like I played it with my roommate, and he's a big Kingdom Hearts fan too. He was really looking forward to it, and it took us like a month or two after that game, and we go, wow, we straight up said the words. It was disappointing. Like we would go like, yeah, it was not bad, but that kind of stuff. But then we said, wow, we can finally say it. It was disappointing. I mean, dude, like the first for like I don't know a whole month or two, like the Kingdom Hearts community was in shambles afterwards. They're recovering from disappointment / arguments about whether it was good or not. Yeah, it was a tough time. It was not the grace that we all thought it would be to the Kingdom Hearts community. But Remind DLC looks really cool. It looks like they're what do you call it? Paying off all the stuff we thought we would get in the original game. A bunch of new characters you can play as, a bunch of cool boss fights. Don't know if don't know if those are like in story boss fights slash just extra ones you could do later on, like optional ones.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of continuing the story a little bit after the ending of 3, from what I saw. Uh, I think to lead up into 4. I don't know what they're gonna do. From based off what they showed with Remake, it seems like they have a goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they're going to wait all the way for Kingdom Hearts 4 or just continue with more DLC. It's hard to say, but all that stuff looks really cool, and I'm like, I'm getting so many games, right? I know I'm getting like Persona 5 Royale, RE3, RE7, Vanquish Remastered was announced. I'm getting
that was announced, wasn't it?
That was announced, and that's my favorite action third-person shooter of all time. So of course I'm getting that. So I'm like, $30 for the DLC. That is a lot for DLC, but I think they are adding a lot. But I'm like, do I want to go back? I probably shouldn't, and it's probably not worth it for me. But damn it, I probably will. I probably will get the DLC and stream it because I hate myself, but I love Kingdom Hearts. So that was interesting.
Literally, only care in terms of the DLC. I only care about 2 things. 1, playable Kairi, because that girl has done literally nothing for the entire franchise. And then she got murdered, and then they were just like,
don't get me started.
And then she got murdered.
Don't get me started.
And then it's like,
forever.
well, waste of life.
And what's the next thing?
Not Noctis. I want to see what the heck. Yeah. What is that? What Nomura? What you doing over there? Why are you going out Noctis over there?
I think you know, right? Because they reference it earlier in the game and all that. So
it's video game.
It's him. Yeah. It's him bringing back Final Fantasy
versus 13, which was like that's why I'm interested. That's why I'm interested.
That was super interesting
because it's like it's all whack.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nomura's still apparently bitter about 15 or something.
I didn't know that. I was not aware of that.
That's the only thing.
Apparently, like from what we've seen,
he must. Honestly, that's the thing. That is all I care about. Just because, like, I just want to see why are you so mad? Like that's.
I mean. He was working on it.
No, yeah, no. See, I know why he's mad. It's more like, what are you gonna do with it now? Like, are you gonna take the Kingdom Hearts characters and put them in this new world? Is the Disney stuff over?
I think real quick that the idea is that instead of having Kingdom Hearts and Disney, maybe it'll still be there to a degree, but it has been said that that's part of the reason why it takes long, because Disney of all people, and they have to approve everything. Which, makes sense.
Well, that makes sense, but like I've said, I've always, every time someone's brought up Sora and Smash, I've always been like, if you go ask Disney, like, can we have Sora and Smash, they're going to look at you and say, what the heck is Smash Brothers?
But yeah.
And so,
I 100%. Going to go with Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. So, they're going to have, like, either officially just have Square Enix stuff.
Yeah. That's just fine.
Or they're going to make their own pseudo Square Enix stuff and have it in Kingdom Hearts, which I think sounds more exciting than what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Everybody argues the Disney stuff, or almost everybody says the Kingdom Hearts, the Disney stuff kind of takes away from the Kingdom Hearts story.
Well, because it's
more of a side piece.
It's so pointless.
It
never contributes to anything.
Because you have the people that played Kingdom Hearts 1. And,
that's me.
And really like the combination of those two. Yeah. And they say, oh, well, the Kingdom Hearts stuff always takes away from the Disney. But if you played all the games, it's the opposite. It is 100% the opposite.
Because like the Kingdom Hearts stuff is the stuff that matters. That's like when you get to the end, you're not fighting. You fight Maleficent once, but the big bad is Ansem, right?
Yeah. So
who's Ansem? He's not a Disney character. I didn't see him in Bambi. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Like, so you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It's like, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 is so, like why are we going to these Disney worlds? To seal the...
Because it's cool. Yeah. It's literally because it was a cool idea.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's it. But
yeah, that's all I got to say in Kingdom Hearts. Let's move on to the Game Awards, Blake. So, how to get... the way I wanted to tackle it was maybe, I guess, overall thoughts, and then maybe go into the specific categories we care about.
It was good. Let's move on. No, I'm kidding. The Game Awards was actually pretty good this year. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of awkward moments there a few times. Like I remember the developers for Disco Elysium when they won their first award. I thought it was funny how one of the guys went to go down the main stairs, which you're not supposed to do, and someone tried to stop him while the other developers are going to the right. And then he just gave up, and I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, they were like, "Where do we go?"
Yeah.
Here. Okay, here I guess.
Yeah. So there wasn't a whole lot where I'm sitting here like, you know, I wasn't disappointed. I thought it was actually really fun. It was a fun watch for sure. So.
Yeah, I agree. Did you watch the last year's Game Awards?
I did not, and that's why I didn't know about Joker. Or I didn't know about Joker until
no. Okay,
you told
I
me.
just wanted to make sure because I thought that was the case. Yeah, I watched last year's. I forget if I watched the year before that, but I did watch last year's, and I felt this year's was definitely less cringy than the last time.
Yeah.
I know people said, "Oh, it was super cringy," and like, yeah, there were moments, but I think that's for any huge award show. They always try to add humor, and it's cringy, but. This, I think, was an improvement over the last one, from what I remember, in terms of like the presentation of the show and, you know, what they did and all that. I was actually impressed. Like they, for the most part, kind of kept it moving. You know, I think that was interesting, and yeah, overall decent show. But most importantly, let's go over maybe not real quick, but we'll go over the topics, the important ones. So I brought up a list of like, you know, who won and everything. Oh, real quick, I want to say, freaking, oh god, Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, damn it, no.
Hold on a second. I'm not skimming over this, John. I called it.
Did you call
yes,
it?
Yes, I freaking did. I have the message.
No,
I have the message right here. I have the message right here, okay?
All right, go on, Blake. What did you predict?
Okay.
What did Blake predict?
Okay, so, let me recap. It's December 6th, okay? This is, I believe, after... No, this was when we were thinking it was going to be at a State of Play, right? I remember you sent me a picture of the State of Play.
I thought it would be at a State of Play.
Yes. So this is what I wanted. This is what I thought. I said, picture this. I sent this in a message. And I'm going to put it up on screen so y'all can see the proof. It's the Game Awards 2019. Michelle Rodriguez gets on stage to announce Best Fighting Game, Best Indie Game, whatever, right? Here are the nominees, she says. The large screen behind her shows a graphic title reading Best Fighting Game or whatever.
Stop.
Suddenly, the screen flickers a bit. And then suddenly, the screen goes black. Silence for a moment. Everybody wonders, what the heck's going on? And then a voice, grungy and monstrous. Stars. Roll the RE3 trailer, boys. We got it.
No, we did not get RE3 trailer.
So we did not get an RE3 trailer, but I freaking called Michelle Rodriguez being at the Game Awards. That was complete BS. Died.
You bring Michelle Rodriguez to announce a Resident Evil thing. Oh, I would have hated that.
Why? She was in the last Resident Evil movies.
Yes, I know that, but those movies are garbage.
Who the frick cares? They're Resident Evil. They're tied to the franchise.
I think everybody who likes Resident Evil cares.
No, I don't care. Who cares? Who cares?
You don't what? You're not a real fan, Blake.
I mean, no, but
there you go.
Hey, but I called Michelle Rodriguez being there. I flipped the heck out when that happened. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I don't know if that's calling it. I don't know if that's calling.
How do you not? I hate you. Screw you.
It was a joke. You said that as a joke.
No, I said that as a legit thing. I was like, I wanted to be at the Game Awards. Yeah.
Put it in all caps.
What did I say in all caps?
It was the way. Maybe it's the way I read it. I was like,
girl.
I did not. I was like, this. I hate you.
Anyways.
Saying this joke.
Anyways.
I was just saying Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez were super terrible on stage. I don't know why they were there. Well, I know why they were there.
Fast and Furious and
showing off their new PS3 game. It looks so bad. It looks so terrible.
I kind of laughed when Michelle Rodriguez was like, me and Vin used to play all the Tekken games. And I was like, Tekken? Oh, yeah, you mean Tekken? I was like, what the?
Yeah, no, I was like, what is she talking about? What?
And made me laugh. I was like, who pronounces Tekken like that? What the heck? Like,
it was real bad.
Yeah.
And a way to end the show off too.
Yeah. What a way! I just saw the 5-minute trailer for Fast 9.
Oh,
5 minutes! What the heck is wrong with
and
you?
And also, Michelle Rodriguez is like, I I don't know what her reaction was,
Mhm.
because it was like, "Yo, you for real though?"
Yeah.
Like that was her reaction. Like, no way, dog.
Yeah.
That movie we were both in and filmed over a few months. Yo, no way.
Yeah, these
It's coming. It was really
yeah,
weird.
these celebrities are.
It was odd.
Yeah, I honestly was concerned that Vin Diesel was gonna mispronounce whatever was announced at the Game Awards.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and which made me laugh because it was Sekiro, which is I think the most like hard to pronounce name of all of them, right? Like I thought he was
Yeah.
gonna be like Sekiro or something like that, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, but overall, I mean, whatever.
That was ridiculous. But okay, so real quick, let me go bring this up. Let's see. First, wait,
Well,
was the best? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna bring up Stephon Curry because that
Oh.
man didn't know anything about video games.
He did not. I was like, he looks very lost,
Yeah.
and I know they have something for him to read.
Yeah.
But he looks like what do I say? What do I do?
Yeah. Same with Norman Reedus. I think that man doesn't even know about video games because
Probably not.
Because I saw him get up stage. He was like, "We're gonna talk about like the best game ever." Yeah, video games. They're things you can do or something. Let's just go on the categories. Like
Yeah,
Norman Reedus.
I remember. Yeah, I thought, why Steph Curry? Why are you here? And I'm pretty sure he was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, so
but onto the categories. So we got best action adventure game, Blake. We had Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, RE2, and then Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, plus Sekiro, which won best action adventure game.
Did it really?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did.
That makes sense. I mean, all the honestly, all
Yeah.
the
And it's all
winners
haven't
make
played
sense
Sekiro,
to me.
so.
So, for some degree, a lot of the winners.
Yeah,
make
some
sense.
degree. Yeah, I'll just say the winners of all these.
Yeah,
instead of
just
going
go
over who.
for it. Hit
So,
me with
best
some of them
game
winners.
direct. Guess best independent game, Disco Elysium.
Which was surprising. Which wasn't too surprising. But I've never heard of Disco Elysium until the Game Awards came out. I kept hearing
So it was surprising. Oh, well, you heard
what's
a
the thing?
lot.
It
Wait,
wasn't
Did you hear about it then?
about Disco Elysium. I haven't heard anything about it prior to the Game
Okay.
Awards. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It was surprising because it was up against some pretty hard hitters. I think.
Outer Wilds and Katana Zero,
Yeah.
which I've heard only good things about.
Yeah, and but I mean, I'm glad. I mean, now I'm interested in the game for sure. So I'll check it out.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
I believe it's an RPG.
Yes.
Something like that.
And I was about to say best role playing game, Disco Elysium.
Yeah, it won 2 awards.
It won
3?
over. It won 2. Yeah, it won 2. I think.
Okay.
No, 3.
Okay, see, I thought it won 3. I remember
It won also fresh indie game.
Yeah, which was. No, I'm just kidding. That makes sense.
It won. Oh yeah, it won over Greece.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
Gris.
shoot, that was my favorite pick for 5 different awards. So
No, I also voted for Greece. Is it Gris or Greece?
I've heard people pronounce it Greece, although it makes me think greasy. I always call it Gris or Grizz.
I always call it Greece.
Yeah,
I think
but
it
who
sounds
cares?
cool.
I don't
But
know. Gris.
no, I also voted for Greece for like every category it was in. Just from looking at it, everything I've seen of it,
Yeah.
it looks.
So I mean,
But that was the one I was most surprised by best role playing game, that it beat Final Fantasy 14, Monster Hunter World, The Outer Worlds.
yeah, it was up against some big boy hitters,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of shocked that it won. That was huge, and I'm happy for the developers, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, I only hear good things about Final Fantasy 14, where people argue, hey, this might be the best Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And that it only gets better with each expansion.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, well, I think it's this or Outer Worlds.
But I mean, yo, dude, man, can you imagine how those developers feel going home being like, yo, we made a game. Not only is it our first game, but we made a game that beat Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I
crazy.
would be like ecstatic with that sense of like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Like this little itty bitty baby studio. Like, I don't know. There's kind of a cool satisfaction for that. And it doesn't detract away from FF14 or Monster Hunter Worlds, because both those games are great. I mean, shoot.
I think it's saying those games are garbage. That's what I think it's saying.
I think it's saying that those games are trash. I think Square Enix is down the
Who
toilet.
cares? Who cares about those games?
But I mean, FF14, from what I hear, man, it keeps getting better. And like, I honestly, it's getting to a point where like, man, I kind of want to play it.
Yo, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play it together. We'll see.
I would not mind. I'm not giving it
I
at
wouldn't
least a
mind
shot.
either.
So.
But yeah. So that's great for them. Great for them.
Yeah.
Best. Okay. Well, yeah, it's here. Best game direction: Death Stranding, which I think makes perfect sense. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard. Like, I think we were talking about last night where you're like, yeah, you know, it's Hideo Kojima, and I was like, well, I've actually heard people bring up some pretty good points. I've heard people bring up that like Death Stranding is a really unique game that you really won't get anywhere else, and Hideo Kojima really made it something unique that you won't get anything else, and I think that's true. So I mean, I think that's.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like this was the one category I thought it's Death Stranding.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was gonna sit there and be like, yeah, it's not. But so
yeah,
like yeah, no, I'm glad. I guess I think it's good for Hideo Kojima to get
like,
another Game Award. So
well, I was thinking, are they? It's hard to say what like the people who are judging for Game Awards consider like direction.
Yeah.
You know,
who knows?
because like, well, Control, is that like it's gameplay, or is that like strictly the story, or strictly the visuals? Like, what are they looking more at? You know?
Yeah, like what? Like
But-
I guess it's
yeah.
like how well a product was able, or a game was able to have its vision completed, realized. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure.
Like,
So.
yeah, because I wasn't sure what they were looking at. Like for Outer Wilds, I thought, okay, well they'll look at that and say it's an RPG. We've seen it. Sekiro, I don't. Well, we'll get to that. I wasn't sure what they would think of that. Control, that's been like people love that game, so I could see them maybe voting for that.
Mm-hmm.
RE2, I haven't played Death Stranding, but I was like, if anything, if it's not Death Stranding, which it will be, maybe RE2, because I think taking the super popular and iconic game in not only Resident Evil, but like the horror franchise,
Yeah.
and making that into its own unique experience that, it is satisfactory for fans and
Mm-hmm.
or for old fans and newcomers.
Yeah.
I think is really impressive. So I was like, RE2 I think has a fair shot based off of those, explanations.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, nah, it's Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But great for Kojima,
Mm-hmm. Especially after getting completely
Exactly.
Konami.
Exactly.
You got Konami.
Yeah. The player's voice, it was between Death Stranding, Fire Emblem, Star Wars, and Smash Bros. And Fire Emblem 1.
Yeah, which is well deserved. I think Fire Emblem has been a very dormant franchise for ever since its inception. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
the game did not come to the West until Smash Brothers. So I mean, that should say something about how it's
like
grown.
Two, arguably maybe 3 games ago, they were like, "This is our last one.
Yeah.
If this doesn't sell well, this is our last Fire Emblem game," because people don't play it.
Yeah,
And now
it's like
it was nominated, and it won the player's voice. I was surprised that it beat out Smash Ultimate.
I'm not too surprised. I think that like Smash Brothers, I feel like a lot of like in terms of general people, like the general audience, I feel like a lot of people look at Smash Brothers like, yeah, it's a fun game, but it's not really artistic, or something like that. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
like
but
there's
I
no
wouldn't
story mode, there's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but people, in terms of like story and everything, people don't go to Fire Emblem like that's.
I don't know, bro. I
The
mean, you
greatest
got to
thing.
admit that you have a lot of options in Fire Emblem. You can do a lot of stuff in that game, from what I've seen.
Yeah, but also like a player's voice award, Smash is way more popular than Fire Emblem, even still.
That is true, but you have to admit that the community for Fire Emblem, they're I've never met a more passionate community.
No,
for the
I
game.
agree. No, I
Yeah,
agree
I'm
with
not
you,
saying you're
but
not
also
saying,
someone who's in both like communities.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I'm also taking into account everyone else who isn't a huge Fire Emblem fan.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Fire Emblem, that's weird. I'm just saying over Smash, that surprises me. But I'm happy for it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of Smash players even cared about the Game Awards unless there was a Smash announcement. But we'll talk about that later. So.
I mean, I don't know. That's the argument.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah. Best ongoing game, Fortnite, which surprised me. Well, okay, wait. it doesn't surprise me that Fortnite won, but I guess like above Apex and Final Fantasy 14. Like you look at those two games and go, those games again like have created such a big fan base recently and is well loved.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's Fortnite. It's Fortnite.
Yeah. See, I'm with you on thinking FF14 because I've heard how I forget his name, but a director came into that game where it
Yeah,
was like, and he just
he came in and revamped the whole thing
yeah,
and saved it and
and
created one of the best Final Fantasy games of all time.
yeah. And so like see that for me is like dang that's necessary, but like one thing I as much as I don't really necessarily want to not to hate on Fortnite, but like I just not my game. But one of the things I do have to say is like man, it's been a couple years and Fortnite has really retained its audience. I mean,
I thought Fortnite has dropped off in its player base.
people it's true that it has, but I mean, bro, half of
I'm
like
thinking
4 million is still like 2 million.
no, that's
so
true. But I guess I was thinking Fortnite has dropped off. And I don't, at least from the people I know, they don't talk about it as much. For Final Fantasy 14, I only hear more and more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Each expansion and how people are jumping into it and loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Fortnite.
Yeah, but you also got to
It's
remember
Fortnite.
like who's at the Game Awards. The guy who
exactly.
made the game. Who's going to announce something at the
Exactly.
Game Awards? Fortnite's
Yeah.
going to announce something at the Game
Fortnite.
Awards. Which I still don't get
Yeah.
it. What are they having a premiere of Star Wars? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what
It's
the
weird.
heck that stuff is. Why would you
That's-
go into
that's really
Fortnite
weird.
to what? Just whatever. Anyways.
Because Fortnite's the biggest game right now.
Anyways, but
Best multiplayer game was Apex Legends.
which doesn't surprise me considering its competition, if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe it was like
Yeah, well, the only one I would say maybe is Borderlands 3.
see, I've heard Borderlands
Apex
3
is, like, built
doesn't
on
really
its
have
multiplayer.
a good online environment that much. That's what I've heard.
Well, again, you have to think about like who's judging and like these are the game awards,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Borderlands 3 is, it sold a lot. It's the biggest Borderlands game yet. But I mean, Apex. I think I voted for Apex because I thought it made the most sense. And yeah, Apex made 100% sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not much to say there because we don't play it.
Yeah.
Best sports/racing game, Crash Team Racing.
This had every right to win, and I'm glad it won.
Yeah.
As opposed to all the other freaking photorealistic.
As opposed to eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020. I mean, yeah, this was the one that, to us, has the most identity.
It has effort and everything, like so much put into it, and it's great.
Yeah. Best family game, Luigi's Mansion 3.
I mean, dude, there was up against some stiff competition. I don't know how Nintendo was gonna pull out from this one.
Yeah, I know. This is like a weird category.
No, dude, if I'm being straight up, nobody makes family games anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo the only one. Like that's what got announced at the Game Awards this year.
Like
Nothing.
Like
Everything that not nothing. I mean like nothing for families. Like everything was like, here's a freaking one where you play as a god and you can kill mortals. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's only Nintendo.
Here's a horror game where you have to hunt demons in the forest. It's like, oh my god. Okay, what happened to Super Lucky Tales? Like, you know what I mean? Things like that. So I don't know, man.
Games for Impact, Greece.
Yay!
I forget what that award was exactly. What that means exactly. But
it meant that like games that had a strong social or
okay.
kind of
Okay.
like strong social commentary or something like had a message.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And
makes sense.
dude, Grease changed my freaking life, so I 100% think that game.
It changed your life.
Dude, that game honestly was just so.
In what way, sir? I'm curious.
Well, last time I talked about it, I believe I said to you the words. I remember having an out of body experience with the freaking game.
that's right. Yeah.
So I mean that happened. I mean the ending pretty much got me to go through some tears because it's all about tragedy, and it's that game hit hard. That game was great. Like
How long was that game?
What was it?
Sorry. Keep going. I thought you were done.
Oh no, but like yeah no. So I mean that game just was amazing. That's all I have to say. Sorry.
How long was it?
How long was it? Like
Yeah.
I think my time shows it as like 5 hours.
Okay.
About the same time it took me to beat Alpha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do plan to still play it. I just need to get to it.
It's not that long. It's you rush through it if you're not looking for alternate pathways and stuff like that, or not alternate pathways like secrets and stuff like that. If you don't care about that, you can just get through, and it's real simple experience.
All right. Can't wait.
Highly recommended from me. Play the game. It's great. It's on sale.
Best action game: Devil May Cry 5.
100% deserved.
Yes.
I don't have anything to say other than DMC is back or whatever, you know.
No, I agree, but yeah, haven't played any of the other ones, but Devil May Cry 5 again. I feel like it was what Kamiya had in his head for, I forget how long it's been, like 10 years since 4, and he put everything in 5. Again, he said he wanted to surpass expectations in every single way, and he did.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
So best art direction, Blake, what won best art direction?
It was not Grease. I know that much. Which
it was not Grease.
Totally deserved.
Why would it be?
It was also not Death Stranding, which I was actually also a little surprised. It was, I believe, Control, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
It was Control.
Which I have no. I'm not mad or upset. I've never seen Control's visuals because every trailer I've ever seen looks like you jump around some environments. I haven't seen the game much. Like, does the game have like really impressive visuals that would?
Yeah, in parts. I've seen parts where it looks pretty impressive, but still, I think over like Grease.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
that one hurts because that game has just. Oh god, that game is so gorgeous. It is the most visually impressive game I think I've ever played in my life. Like, even amongst like photorealistic, like Uncharted 4 and all that super crazy realistic stuff, but like, dude, Grease just, oh man, that game is just a joy to play and look at. So I mean, I mean, I'm sure Control has some amazing design. I'm not even trying to knock the game. I'm just like, really? It's okay. So, not mad, just like, okay, well, whatever.
Just disappointed.
Not even really disappointed, just like,
you seem kind of disappointed.
No, honestly, bro, if I'm being straight up, I feel like I don't care about who wins, because, like, who wins?
I mean, yeah, well, no one really cares.
Yeah, but like, I don't
know, Blake was pretty heated yesterday.
Well, yeah, in the moment, I was all like, no, that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, then I thought about it, I was like, you know what? That's fine.
I mean, yeah, well, none of it matters, but in the context of this. Yeah.
I'm not disappointed. I'm just like, who cares? Whatever. You know what I mean? Just kind of shrugging it off.
I think Blake's disappointed.
All right, well.
Well, you just talked to
I'm
like
disappointed
5 minutes about how I should have won.
John. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, best strategy game was Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Yay!
Which I think the only one that might have beaten it was Total War 3 Kingdoms. But yeah, makes sense. That is a fantastic game. And with that, Fire Emblem 3 Houses won more awards than Smash.
That's fair. To be fair, though, Smash was nominated for Game of the Year, so for me that's a big deal. But a lot of people would argue that 3 Houses deserved that spot.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I said that at some point.
Yeah, which is fine. But, like, if we're going to talk about Smash, can we talk about this?
No, not yet.
Frick.
Best audio design, Call of Duty. Which, I mean, makes sense, you know? But I was like, not Death Stranding from what I've seen. Not RE2. Which bases a lot of its... I wouldn't say mechanics, but, you know, a lot of what happens in it on its sound design.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I haven't played any of the entries, so I don't even know about why Call of Duty. I've heard Call of Duty has like good gun sounds.
Yeah, I know, but that's like, is that it? You just need good like gun sounds and I mean, you know,
hey man,
whatever.
I got no idea.
And the biggest one that's like, what? Best fighting game. Jump Force didn't win. What is even gaming, Blake, if Jump Force can't win best fighting game?
I got robbed.
And they go for this casual garbage that is Smash Ultimate.
Honestly, Jump Force got robbed.
I agree. And yeah, let's not talk about it anymore. I can't talk about this.
I mean, dude.
Best narrative, Disco Elysium.
Again, another thing I've heard nothing but great things about. I'm very curious about this game. How have I not heard of it? Which is the weird thing, right?
I don't know.
Like, I'm usually pretty.
Are you?
I like to think so. I usually dig into the indie scene a lot. I mean, shoot, my Switch library is like literally like 70% indie stuff now.
There's a lot. There's so many. You can't hear.
Oh, I know, but like, I mean, But I heard about Greece, but I didn't hear anything about Disco Elysium. So I mean, shoot, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, wow, it must have and it was up against some pretty stiff competition for narrative stuff, right?
Yeah. Plague Tale, Death Stranding, Outer Worlds, Control.
Heard amazing things about Plague Tale in terms of story stuff. Heard some great things about Outer Worlds. Was it Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds? Sorry.
Outer Worlds.
Okay, yeah. I've heard some good stuff about Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's some pretty stiff competition. So Disco Elysium must be really either something really special. Well, actually, it has to be something either special. It's an indie game. It didn't have anything big to announce at the awards, so. But hey,
yeah.
I'm interested if I can find the game. I think it's only on Steam, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know because I haven't seen it on consoles. But if I do, I'm snagging that boy. I want that game.
All right.
So.
Best score, Death Stranding.
I've heard good things about the music. I've heard some of the music, and it is dang good. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I also heard that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say I've heard that like the use of the soundtrack, like some of the artists and stuff like that, is also really good. So.
I thought Cadence of Hyrule would win because its gameplay and mechanics is based off its music.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking
that was
too.
A shoo-in to win.
I feel like Cadence kind of should have won because the whole thing is building the entire game around music and rhythm and
yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, I guess not, but I mean.
Yeah, But Blake, Game of the Year. Everybody, Blake and I did not even think about this game. We were like, is it Death Stranding? Is it RE2? Or is it Smash Ultimate? And I was like, okay, I think the only real discussion is if it's Smash Ultimate or Death Stranding. For the most part. But then, hey, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, won Game of the Year. And it blew both our minds.
Yes, it really did. It surprised me. Let me explain my reasoning. I feel like you'll share similar sentiments with me. But Outer Worlds, I was like, it's been out for like a month. And while it is an amazing game, and I'm sure it's the Fallout game everybody's been wanting, I feel like we're at a point where maybe it's just a little bit too early to really like distinguish if this is like Game of the Year. So I'm like, I don't think so. Control, not the same situation necessarily. I've heard.
I think Death Stranding came out. Well, keep going. Sorry.
Well, Death Stranding came out in the same time frame, but it has a little difference because it was hugely anticipated strictly because of Kojima, whereas Outer Worlds was anticipated because Bethesda sucks. Mm-hmm. So a little bit there. Maybe not everything, but. And then for Control, I was like, I've heard good things. I've heard great things, really. But I haven't heard enough to feel like everyone's like, yeah, this is the big boy game. You know what I mean? Great things, but as opposed to the other entries, maybe not. Then when you come down to like Death Stranding. Oh, and for Sekiro, honestly, I just was like, yeah, Sekiro's a great game. It's a fantastic game from what I understand. But like, I don't know if it's From Software's best game. You know what I mean? Like, I would say probably like a Dark Souls game would probably take people would choose a Dark Souls game over Sekiro. From what fans have told me. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I was like, well, you know what? That seems like warrant enough for it to be kind of not win Game of the Year. For Death Stranding, I was like, does Jeff really love Hideo Kojima that much That was the only
Yes.
question. Um, Resident Evil, I was like, I really think if it isn't Smash Brothers, it should be Res because Resident Evil 2 is just really well designed, very very well designed. And again, I have no bias towards the franchise really, because I haven't played it. But like, I just look at that game and I'm like, man, there's some effort in this game, in terms of the graphics, in terms of the presentation, in terms of the gameplay, in terms of just about every single little detail. Just feels like it has love put into it, and that's impressive. But if we're talking about love put into a game, for me, it's got to be Smash. I mean, what game can you have Bayonetta fight Terry Bogard on a stage from Street Fighter where you can summon Knuckles as an assist trophy? It's like the ultimate gaming masterpiece for me personally. But that's, again, I will say I'm biased towards Smash Brothers. Significantly biased towards Smash Brothers. But I was kind of hoping it would win.
Mm-hmm. See, for me, it was between. Okay, like I share similar things with Blake. Like Outer Worlds, I thought, okay, maybe because the Obsidian like success story that this is such a fantastic game. I do hear its world is so
Which is great.
has so much life
Yeah,
into it.
which I also have to state, I'm super
The
glad
missions
that
and everything.
that game is doing well.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Control, I was like maybe because it seemed like for so many like review sites and everything that has been like a critical darling for people, where it's not talked about too much like now. It was talked about a lot though when it came out, and it's kind of coming up again where people are saying, I think Control should be brought up in Game of the Year discussions. And I'm like, I mean, I can see that as like based solely off the fan hype and talk about it. Yeah, maybe. Sekiro, to be fair, I haven't heard much. Oh, I've heard it's great and all that, but from like the general discussion of it, I was like, this seems like the one that's thrown in as like, this is a really great game. We acknowledge that, but it probably won't win. RE2, like what Blake said, I mean, I was never into RE at all, but then I played this, and like yeah, like Blake said, it's such a well crafted game. It's great. That was the one I personally wanted to win, but for Death Stranding, I thought, well, like based off, I think Kojima, just like not even looking at if Death Stranding is good or not, Kojima alone is like, yeah, that's big. Like this Death Stranding is a big deal.
yes,
It's a big deal. But Smash, it's like Smash. Hey, Blake said everything. There's so much love and everything put into this game, and also I thought, okay, well, there's critical and mass reception. Death Stranding and Smash has both, but I thought,
I think one has more than the other.
well, I would say, well, yeah, but I would say they still taking both into account. I think those two have the highest with both.
Yes, I 100% agree. I think, however, I will say that I think with critics, Death Stranding,
yeah, but
with mass appeal, Smash Brothers. Like I mean, Smash Brothers sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, still, I think that was the big argument. Like, is it like, do they love Kojima that much?
Yeah.
Or is it, well, fine, we'll acknowledge that everybody loves Smash Ultimate.
Yes. And that was my thing was, could a fighting game, no matter how amazing it is, could it ever win Game of the Year? If Smash Brothers Ultimate does not win Game of the Year, my answer was like, well, probably not. Because I don't feel like, I don't even think Smash Brothers 6, for whatever that game is going to do.
No, probably not.
I don't think, I think if a fighting game, I don't think it's possible. As of right now. Or as of so, I hope I'm proven wrong one day, because fighting games are great and they deserve to be loved.
So yeah, I wanted RE2 to win, but in my heart that's what I wanted. But I thought, you know what, like, I don't like, if it does win, I don't care. But Smash, it's probably gonna win, and I love Smash. Yeah. That's my second choice for all of this.
Let me put it this way: every single one of the games that was nominated is gonna probably, not maybe, but most likely get some sort of Game of the Year edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smash Brothers, in my eyes, because traditionally game companies have done that for years. If it got nominated, they'd put it for a Game of the Year edition, or at least release a new copy with like the cover blastered with all the great
Yeah.
games we've made, things like that, or like 10 out of 10, this GameSpot or whatever, right?
Yep.
Smash Brothers is the only game that literally can't, or not can't, literally won't do that because it already is Game of the Year. Like, it has everything. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm also thinking Nintendo won't
well,
put all
Nintendo
the
won't do it
characters
because
in.
Nintendo doesn't.
Yeah, then they won't do it. No,
But
they won't
the
do it.
fact is like, even without the DLC, which if you don't have the DLC, you're crazy because it's so good. Like, it's complete. It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying is like, that's a game that doesn't need a Game of the Year edition because aside from like, making all the DLC in one pack, cool, but like they would never do that because the game's good as it is. So that was my thing. Whereas it's like, I don't know, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, proven wrong. Sekiro probably, I imagine this is what I kind of thought it was. I imagine this committee, right, looking at all the games they've reviewed from this year and finding consistency in Sekiro, right? That's what I think. Because I feel like
Not
if you,
consistency in Smash.
but see, that's the thing, right? Like, to some people just don't like Smash Brothers. They just don't see the appeal. Like, even despite the fact that there's so many characters and stuff, I imagine a lot of people being like, why does Ryu play like that? Why is there no subspace? This World of Light thing kind of sucks or whatever, right? Like, that's what I imagine. Same thing with Death Stranding, where it's all like, it's such a cool visual stuff, but it's really boring. I don't like delivering packages. Control, kind of. I feel like all those games are
Interesting. Cause I
have an
okay.
have an element of subjectivity. The only thing Sekiro has going necessarily against it in terms of critical reception to me was difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big discussion about it, like when it came out.
Yeah.
So I feel like Smash. That's why I would say, in terms of like picking it up and general people just jumping into it. Like, I feel like if you had those 5 games and you had like a room of like 10 people, most of them would go for Smash, like to play at that time.
I know. See, that's my thought too, but I mean, I don't know, bro. Those 10 people are going to be if they're all a very diverse group in terms of what they play, you're going to get some people who think Smash is just dumb.
Yeah, but if you're at a party and you have any of those games on screen, people are going to jump in when they see Smash and just pick it up and play it.
No, I agree, because my scenario that I imagine you're kind of thinking of,
because I've seen that happen.
Yeah, I've seen it happen multiple times where Smash Brothers is there, and I mean, shoot, people form communities about this game. You know what I mean? I imagine you got like, what is it, 6 entries, 6 nominees, 5?
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so you have like 6 TVs, one of those nominees on each TV set up. Mm-hmm. I think people would go for Smash Brothers because
yeah, I agree.
Like, that game looks really cool, but I'm not gonna sit here and say like Sekiro didn't deserve it.
No, we're not saying that at all. We recognize Sekiro is a fantastic game, and that's awesome that Sekiro won. It's just really surprising to us.
Yeah,
to us personally.
It's just unexpected.
One over the others.
Yeah. I will say this. Sekiro, the only reason I haven't picked that bad boy up is out of fear of the difficulty. I'm scared I'm going to play it and I will not be able to beat it because I'm trash. Mm-hmm. So that's really the only...
Yeah, like the Souls games have a specific combat type,
yes.
which is... And like, it's great for people who like it, but for me it seems like tedious. And I know that's like the point because, you get that accomplishment when you...
Yeah.
Despite the combat, you win and all that, but for me I go, I'm okay. I'd rather play like a Kingdom Hearts or like an Astral Chain, Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah. And that's my thing though, is like, so I mean, I don't know, maybe I actually will pick up Sekiro because I'm starting to find that I do like hard games. And I feel like Sekiro is a nice middle ground between the absolute horror and terror of Dark Souls and kind of the nice, more fun element of Sekiro. I'll be straight up and say I think Sekiro looks way more fun than Dark Souls, personally. That's a personal preference. I know that's an extremely polarizing opinion, but I think Sekiro looks like the more fun game as opposed to Dark Souls. Dark Souls looks like it's just roll and hit, as opposed to Sekiro, where it looks like you have way more options and way more ways to approach a situation. That's what I think. And for that, I think that the game at least deserves some credit. And at least deserves to be recognized as being worthy of Game of the Year, at least from my opinion. So,
all right.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, Game Awards made some sense. A lot of them were a little confusing in terms of. I also wasn't a fan of how they glossed over a lot of categories. Like they.
Well, I mean, it makes the smaller categories.
Okay, but like
that's what happened last year too, and it makes sense because you don't want the show to last forever.
Yeah. Like, but some of them in there were like, why did Best Strategy Game not have its own little ceremony? But like, okay, ones of like Best Esports Coach of the Year, like, no, okay, whatever, sure. But like some of them, like Best Performance, like that's
fair.
That's kind of a big deal. But I mean, but like
strategy game and fighting game, those are really small and niche. So that made 100% sense for. We love those games.
I know, but that's what I mean, though. You know, like, just, come on, like it's.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's really my only gripe with the show overall. Overall, so.
Yeah, well, I guess I'd rather take, like, I agree with you, but I guess I think like, what if we had all these in the main show? I'm like, now just go through the esports, go through the best like ongoing game, go, just it's fine. You can go through them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it undermines a lot of work and stuff like that.
So. I mean, you're not wrong, but
but that's it. That's it.
But,
I get it for the pacing of a show. It's nice, but like
I mean, hey, but what is a show if you don't have a great ending? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Blake, obviously, we got a Smash character, right? Like I kind of tuned out at the last minute or two. But Blake, what Smash character do we get?
John, your most anticipated fighter got announced.
Who? Sora? Did Sora get into Smash?
Nope. The protagonist.
Oh, who?
The protagonist, John, is his name.
Like Dante? Like that makes sense to me.
No,
like
John, it's
Dante?
John, it's the protagonist from Guitar Hero. He's gonna be in Smash. You know the long-haired guy?
Yeah.
He's gonna be in Smash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we did get a Smash announcement.
We got a Smash announcement.
So like, when are you dropping this bit?
Right now. Where was my Smash announcement? What the frick? That's like, okay, I'm not even mad. I want to stress. Because I remember going in being like, I feel like there's a chance that there won't be one. I remember I sent a message saying, like, I don't really care either way. Like, if we get Breath of the Wild 2, like a trailer for BS.
You saying you wouldn't have cared if they showed Smash?
No, I would have cared immensely if they did. But I was saying, if they did not, I'm not going to throw a fit. But my thought process was that Nintendo was going to do something. Like...
Yeah, I know. I thought that too.
Even if it was something small, like, hey, we're Fire Emblem Three Houses getting a DLC, something like that. I'd be like, okay, cool. The closest thing we got was Brave.
Was it 2 years ago they showed Bayonetta 3? Just a little
bit. We didn't get and what's bothering me more is that like Nintendo has a lot that they still kind of need to show us. Like, where is Bayonetta 3? How's Metroid Prime 4 coming along?
Where's Star Fox?
Oh, we already know where that is. We already know where Star Fox is, my friend.
In the trash.
Rest in peace, Fox. We'll see you on your next mission if you ever come.
Yeah, go on.
But like, that's the thing is like Nintendo has a lot to show, and it's weird that they didn't show anything. And I
thought the fact that Reggie was there kind of solidified.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because Reggie kind of showed off the first DLC character.
He was wearing a.
We'll bring it back to show him the last.
He was wearing a dang Ridley shirt when you first announced. I was like, that was cool. You know, it was great. Everybody was hyped.
Reggie's speech was really cool though. I think it was for best indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a strange.
Great speaker.
I have to say this. The Game Awards. This Game Awards had the strangest announcements I've ever seen because Nintendo brings nothing. Sony announces that they're going to have a bigger trailer at the Game Awards. Like, they have a trailer for the trailer. Right?
Yes.
Cool. Meanwhile, Microsoft shows off their next big console.
Yeah, I was meaning to bring that up, but I forgot. Yeah, that was...
What?
Interesting. At the Game Awards.
That's something that you should have saved for E3. What are you doing? Like, I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just like...
It's weird.
It's so weird. Here's some game about a Grand Theft Auto shark. It looks pretty cool. Oh, by the way, here's Xbox's brand new console coming holiday 2020. Hope you chew on that. Also, here's Hellblade 2 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck? What? Okay, Nintendo, this DLC character better be good. What DLC character? You're not getting that until January.
Oof.
The heck? Like, What's going on here, all right? And then Sony shows up and says, like, oh, we have a PlayStation 5 game. Godfall, by Gearbox, the guys who made frickin' Borderlands and crap, right? Okay, where's the PS... What am I playing this on? PS5. Yeah, PS5.
Well, can you tell me anything about it? Godfall will be on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's PlayStation, and it's the 5th one.
Boom.
Sold me. Like, what the heck? Like, that was... I have never seen a show that had the strangest string of announcements ever, because it was really weird. Like,
yeah,
you got Xbox.
It wasn't consistent for any company.
Yeah.
Or for all three.
What was the Xbox's console called? Was it called the X Class or something like that?
No, sir. It's called the Xbox Series X.
Ugh. I hate that name. Please change it.
I see why they named it that. Second, it
not sounds like
the
it's
worst name because it's better than Xbox One.
Yes.
It's better than Xbox One. At least Series X kind of sounds cool. Yeah. But 3, it's really confusing when you're going to have the Xbox Series X and also the Xbox One X.
Can I honestly say this is reminiscent of the title that Nintendo gave to the Wii U?
I was just about to say.
I don't get it. Why would you call it that? You should have just called it like Xbox Scarlet. Honestly, it would have been fine.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
Yeah, like it turns red. But like red's...
you go into the store. Your mom or your grandma goes into the store, right? They know the next, like, whatever console that kid wants. You go in and go... Like, that conversation between the Wii and the Wii U, they're gonna get confused. And that was a terrible decision. You should not have named it the Wii U.
Yes.
I'm thinking the same conversation for next holiday season. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the Series X? Or the One X? Or
just the Xbox One? Like, that's the biggest thing, right? Where it's like, the Wii and the Wii U were confused with each other. You have, like, at least 3 different versions of Xbox X something. And it's like...
PlayStation, they got it easy. You want PS4? Want the PS4 Pro? Or you want the 5?
Yeah. Sony never change. Keep giving things numbers at the end, please. Don't make something called PlayStation 360 or whatever. I don't know what the heck.
It's simple and elegant.
And it makes perfect sense. Just remember the number.
Xbox Series X, baby.
To be fair, the console does look good. I like the cool green top. But dude, this thing looks huge.
Is it that big?
I can't tell. They put the controller next to it in a weird graphic. Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, that thing's huge. Like, that looks like a tower.
My initial thought was it wasn't that big. It was like, I don't know, like a foot or 2.
Yeah.
Maybe like a foot long. And I thought, well, that's not that big, but yeah, it would probably be pretty big.
It looks like a what's it called? Like a desktop.
The way they presented it looked really small. I didn't see the controller comparison, controller next to it. I think I was looking away at the time. But when I just saw the box, I went, "Oh, that looks kind of small."
Yeah,
But
it looks simple, but like, dude, like when I saw the controller next to it, because I remember watching it again, like I watched the trailer again, and it looks big. Like it looks like it looks like an actual like computer. I'm like, oh my god, that thing's huge. Where, like, if I get
got
this,
that
like,
all that power.
the first thing I did was look at my shelf, and I'm like, oh my god, that thing's huge. That's not gonna fit anywhere if I ever get it. And I mean, that's huge. Like, I mean, so I mean. I don't know, but yeah, only that was the weirdest thing about the Game Awards ever. I mean, just so many like ups. There's like a roller coaster. Like here's the next Xbox, and here's a nice little indie game from Canada, and it's like what the heck, like my gosh, guys, like can we like if anything, I feel like the Xbox thing probably should have come at the end, maybe.
Probably.
Just to like have some sense of build up, like this is the big announcement. No, it came like at the near beginning.
Yeah.
And I was wow, okay. That was weird. That was what a weird announcement thing.
It was pretty weird, but I don't like you said like, oh, I'm not gonna flip out if Smash doesn't get a DLC announced. Man, is the internet flipping out right now?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I remember coming across a tweet from, I believe it was She Says, who was a YouTuber. You can check him out. And he had something that said something along the lines of, man, I hope people don't, like, go into this expecting a Smash announcement because you never know, there might not be one. And in the thread, he was like, I'm not saying there won't be one. I just, if there's not, like, what if they announce something else? And of course, everybody got mad at him. And I was kind of sitting there and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's not like Smash. It's not like Nintendo really said like, hey, tune into the Game Awards to find out who Fighter 5 is. They didn't.
No, but I think because they didn't say that last year for Game Awards.
And nobody watched the freaking Game Awards. And then now. Like, that's the funny thing, right? Like, a lot of people didn't watch the prior Game Awards, the last year's Game Awards, because they didn't really expect a whole lot. Then Joker shows up and they're like, oh my god, what the heck? And then this Game Awards were like, oh shoot, who's in? Nobody.
Well, so I feel like that's strictly for the Smash community itself.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it was the Smash community.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Everybody who was in the Smash, everybody who loved Smash, right? Like they were off playing Smash Brothers when.
Yeah,
So I'm not even, but I just think that's interesting. You know what I mean? Where
it's just funny. Like everyone's just in the Smash community is like, Nintendo, God damn it!
Yeah, what's wrong with you guys? But I'm not even really surprised at no Smash. I'm surprised at nothing from Nintendo. Like, just flat out nothing. So
that is weird.
Wow. That's
just nothing. I mean, like, the last Game Awards, it was like, oh, Nintendo's learning, because I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was maybe 3 or 4. It was during the Wii U.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Freaking Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze.
Here's Cranky Kong as a playable character.
Cranky Kong, wow, that's great. Then they showed us. Well, they did show us I believe it was Bayonetta 3. They showed a little. There's a teaser trailer at Game Awards, I think.
I don't think that was the Game Awards. I believe that was their E3 direct. Because I remember Metroid Prime 4 was announced around that same time.
Okay, you might be right.
I think so, but you might be right too. I don't 100% know.
I'm not too sure. Yeah. I don't know either. But they showed us a Smash DLC character, and it's like Nintendo's learning, They're learning from their old ways. Mm-hmm. So is it surprising that they're kind of doing that old way again? No. But, but it's like, I don't know, I guess we thought they had maybe learned about, like, hype and announcements and how that can help you to do all that. Is it a big deal? No, it's just, like, I thought Nintendo would, like, show us that they've been learning more and more, I guess that's the more thing that I'm not concerned about, but interested in.
Yeah. I think what is interesting is they're not going back to their old ways, though, because their old ways were, let's announce something. We have to announce something. Cranky Kong and Tropical Freeze. Like what? Oh, okay, that's cool, but
It's not that they're going back; it's that they're still in that.
yeah, they're
I
like,
think.
but this is the thing where they just flat out didn't do it. Like, just didn't do anything. But
Yeah,
the
no.
closest thing we got, and maybe this counts, but Bravely Default, which I was happy about. I was like, hey, Bravely Default, cool. Bravely Default 3, right? Bravely Default 2. Wait, what? I thought there were
Yeah, that was
I thought there were two games.
yeah.
I'm so confused. I don't know anything about Bravely Default. All I
Well, the second one is called Bravely Default Second Layer, I believe. But no, that's like
but it has
that's
a
Bravely
second.
Default 2. That's Bravely Default 2.
That's what I thought. That's what I okay. I like to consider myself a pretty, like, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Okay? But
You're the only one. You're the only one in your room.
there you go. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But I believe when I see a game that's called Bravely Default, and then next to it I see a game that's called Bravely Default Second Layer, I'm like, okay, Bravely Default 1, Bravely Default 2. Square Enix just comes along, and for some goddamn reason, they do this with all their games. It's like, no, that's not actually Final Fantasy 13. That's Final Fantasy 13 2. So it's Final Fantasy 5 or Final Fantasy 15. No, you're not adding 2. It's Final Fantasy 13 2.
Yeah, but this is the same world we live in, where we get the Xbox One, and then we get the Xbox Series X. You would think we would get, like, normal PS4, PS5, but that's not how the world works, Blake.
No, it's not.
It is not.
All right. Well, I mean, shoot, I give up.
Yeah, Nintendo's
when I can't...
thing, it's not...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying Nintendo's thing isn't disappointing.
Yeah.
So I think to us, it's odd. It's more odd.
It is really odd, especially since they made such a big deal about having everybody tune in, like sending a tweet that's... I mean, I guess it's not a lot to say, like, hey, tune into the Game Awards, but, like, when a company does that, seemingly out of nowhere... But, I mean, I don't know. Smash was nominated, so maybe they just were like, hey, they're nominating us for this award that we don't really care about because we're Nintendo. But tune in and watch Luigi's Mansion win and, things like that. I guess it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little weird. It's just weird how there was nothing. The closest thing we got was Bravely Default 2, which, in my eyes, is not... Well, I don't know. Can you consider that a Nintendo announcement?
I think that's more of a Square Enix.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Nintendo
I mean, but it is a Nintendo exclusive, so I mean, I don't know. Flip 50-50. I feel like you can go either way. But personally, I feel like if it's not developed by Nintendo, it's not like Nintendo's announcement, so. And, I mean... But, I don't know. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have expected so much to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe... I mean, when I really think about it, there was a lot of League of Legends stuff. Like, League of Legends had, like, 3 trailers.
I know, that was crazy.
Which is fascinating to me. But, I mean... It's just interesting that League had, like, 3 things. Magic had commercials and I think 1 announcement, 2? 1 or 2, something like that. And there was a ton of other random stuff that I don't remember. But Nintendo had nothing, which is, again, that's interesting to me. Like, at least PlayStation was like, yeah, here's a trailer and release date for Ghosts of Tsushima. And it's like, oh, cool. Nintendo, what do you got? Yeah, we're just going to take our awards home and...
Here's Reggie.
Yeah, say hi. He's coming back as a guest guy. But, I mean, I don't know, man. So, just overall, what a strange assortment of announcements, really. Mm-hmm. And none of it was bad. Like, there wasn't an announcement where I was sitting there like,
yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, there was stuff that I was like, just like, oh, okay, whatever. But,
yeah.
I mean, overall, and honestly, I have to say, while I was initially like, oh, God, they're going to have live performances, I have to say live performances were not too bad.
But they're pretty good.
Yeah, I think...
They're pretty good.
I believe the 2 artists in the beginning... Bridges... No, not Bridges.
Yes.
Is it Bridges?
Yeah. I don't... Yeah. I don't know how it's
Wait,
spelled, but I
no,
believe...
Churches. I'm sorry, Churches.
Shoot. Ah, no, you're
Okay.
right. Dang it.
Because I was gonna say, there's no way they called it Bridges because Bridges is the thing in Death Stranding. That's the company that Sam works for.
I feel like that makes it more possible they would name it that.
See, my thing was like, there's no way they're called Bridges because that's too stupid. Like, there's no way that you were like...
Too stupid. No, there's no
that's
way.
dumb as frick. No, you do not. That's like, well, we gotta have this rapper called the Spider.
The character's name is called Bridget Bridges because what does she do? She builds bridges.
Is that
Bridget
Bridges?
Legit? Yes.
Wow.
The head of the company who builds bridges is named Bridget Bridges. I was like, they would name it just to keep it going. Just to double down.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyways.
But no, you're right. Churches.
But yeah, so Churches. But I believe the first two artists, Churches, and I can't remember the other one. I remember her name, but I can't. Anyways, but I believe those two were featured in Death Stranding. I don't know. I think they both were. But no, she was doing... The second one was doing the music for Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, right. No, you're right.
But I think she was still featured. I'm not sure. But I know. But I'm glad that there was at least some video game tie-in thing. Even for Green Day, which was not much. It was just like, hey, there's some songs in Beat Saber. Cool. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, good on them for at least incorporating that. I've always had a problem when they just throw an artist that they need up there. But there's no correlation between games and this. So I'm glad about that. I mean, at least the Oscars has like a song from one of the movies that came out. But overall, good show. Really, just kind of surprised with some of the announcements. So,
agreed.
I would watch it again, though. Excuse me. I would watch the Game Awards next year again.
Hey, nice.
Because I am curious as to if they... Like, my question is, like, is this as good as it gets? Because it's good. But, like, I feel like there's ways to make it better, and I'm not sure if that's...
I mean, yeah, they could.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see...
I don't know. It's hard to say, because the Oscars have tried.
Well, here's the thing. The Oscars is different, because the Oscars doesn't need to go to, like, sponsors, right? Like, they don't need to get sponsored by Subway. Like, Subway doesn't need to have a category like freshest movie of the year, or, like, you know, things like that. Like, they don't need that crap. Because the Hollywood has so much money, who cares, you know?
Yeah, but that's how they pay for the Game
Awards. Well, that's what I mean, because the Game Awards... I mean, it's all Jeff Keighley's stuff, right? Like, that's his thing. And I have to give the man respect. Like, he wants that show to go on, and I respect that. So, but, like, I mean... they don't have the same funds. You know, that's why they have commercial breaks, and that's why Samsung sponsors it. Hey, make sure to get their 80-inch TV and put it right in front of your freaking face.
Yes, please.
That was so funny when he showed off that TV, and I saw him like he was sitting at a desk, and the TV was just like right there. I'm like, oh my god, sir, you're gonna go blind, like. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see how everything goes down in the future, but I would watch the show again. So
nice. Maybe next time we'll watch it together.
I would actually very much enjoy that.
I'm reaching for Blake's digital hand right now.
I hate my life in terms of finals, but yes.
Same.
Anyways, but was there any final thoughts you had on the Game Awards or anything we talked about?
God, Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez are so bad.
They're so funny.
They're so
Was
bad.
Vin only there to
yes.
to advertise for Fast 9? Even though I don't think there was anybody on the face of the planet who was sitting there like, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a Fast 9. Like, no, shut up.
No, but he saw the I hated that so
I hated that too.
much.
That was really dumb.
And Michelle Rodriguez is like, yo, what?
I'm in a movie? So like...
Just stop.
Speaking of which, can I actually briefly touch on the Fast and Furious game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it looked like trash.
It looks terrible. It looks like a PS3 game.
It does. I was really like, wow, they didn't even try. Like, who's making it? Do we know? Because, like, I was really like... I mean, okay, to be fair, some of the stuff that was happening, like, I think there was some part where, like, someone was driving a freaking tank And I was like, yeah, that's Fast and Furious. But the graphics on Vin Diesel and everyone was like, oh, they don't. That doesn't look like Vin. Looks like PS2 Riddick. Maybe.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see. Oh my god. 16 minutes ago, Fast and Furious Crossroads, the game title, looks worse than a game from 2014. You're not wrong. Split Second looks better than this game.
Oh man.
I don't think it says. I can't find it, at least right now. The guy looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait.
I've seen freaking indie games look better.
Bandai Namco and Project Cars developer Slightly Mad Studios.
I mean, okay, Bandai Namco's not even. Bandai Namco's just throwing them money and saying, "Here, make something," and then they make it. And Bandai Namco's like, "We told you to make something good." Like, but we'll see. I mean, I don't have any interest in the Fast and Furious series or the game, but I am curious as to what this is gonna do because it's like, who cares? Anyways, wow. I think that's it for me. But yeah.
Yeah, same. Agreed. Yeah, that's all I gotta say on the Game Awards. Not too bad. Not too bad, people. Yeah, we had a lot to say. Resident Evil again. Spiderman PS4. PlayStation. Game Awards. I was trying to think of something else. Muppets.
Oh! Yeah.
Best part.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best guests in the entire thing.
Genuinely fun.
Yeah, they were. I loved okay.
Well, because they probably wrote their own.
But that's
bit.
That's the thing, though. Like they actually incorporated a game in a meaningful way. They weren't just like, here's some Muppets and do some Muppet High. Like the Goose stuff. Oh, that was great. I was like,
that was great.
That's so perfect.
It helps that Beaker is the best Muppet of all time. So.
I'm gonna be straight up. I thought the Beaker thing in Goose Game, I thought that was legit. Like, I was like...
I wanted it to be legit.
I was so confused. I was like, is this a joke? Or is this like an update that they're gonna do? Because that's genius.
It looked great.
I wonder... Dude, I actually kind of wonder if they're gonna do that. Like, and now that... I could see it, and I'd be down. That would be cool. So, I mean, hey, I got no issue with that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we got to say on the Game Awards and everything. So, thank you everyone for listening to this very long episode of Just Hangouts. Very long hangout. We got to chill for a long time.
We were almost as long as the Game Awards themselves.
I know. Oh God, lots to talk about. I mean, this was a big week in games, to be honest. Very big week. But again, it's not over. Typical game show will be happening, and then we'll see what happens in the future. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so thanks for joining us today with this episode. If you did stick to the end, congratulations, man. Mm-hmm. I hope you put this on while you were cooking or something.
Yep, we'll send you your prize in the mail. Just give us a call at Please Don't Bother Me 8000.
Yep. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you everyone once again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.